A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all-old-time radio.
Jerry of the Circus. Jerry of the Circus.
He sure is a beaut, Mr. Rogers.
You bet he is, Jerry. Open the door, Tom. We'll bring him out so you can get a good look at him.
Okay. Hello there, Blaze. Say, you are pretty.
Untie him, Tom, and lead him out. He's as gentle as a lamb.
I can't see why folks make fun of a nice horse like Blaze. He looks just like any racehorse I've ever seen.
And he's just as good as any racehorse you ever saw.
Here we come.
The only trouble with Blaze is he's got a reputation to live down.
What do you mean, Mr. Rogers?
Oh, the fact that he was with the fire department.
Well, I don't see why that's so bad. Fire horses have to be fast.
I'll say they do. And I'll bet Blaze is as fast as any of them. Just look at his long legs.
Long and powerful, Jerry. You should see him break.
Well, what do you mean by that, Dad?
I mean, break away. Get started. When he starts to go, he goes right now.
That's extra good in racing, isn't it?
You bet it is.
Well, that way you can get out in front of the rest of the horses and get a head start.
You're right that time, Tom.
My dad and I used to take care of some racehorses out west a couple of years ago.
Oh, is that so?
Uh-huh.
Then you must know something about them.
No, I was littler then, and I didn't pay much attention to them, but I sure liked them. They were just like children.
That's a pretty fair way to explain them, Jerry.
More like babies sometimes.
How true. A good racehorse is sensitive, all right. You have to handle them with care and pamper them if you want to get the best out of them.
Is Blaze sensitive, Dad?
You bet he is, just like Jerry said. Sometimes he acts just like a baby.
Well, how do you mean?
Oh, sometimes he refuses to eat, and then again he'll stir around when I'm trying to brush him down and, well, just act up in general.
But why do they do that?
Oh, for many reasons, Jerry. They're intelligent, these racehorses, and they're even fussy about the way you talk to them. There's times when you don't know exactly why they act up, but they've got a reason for it, and it might be that you said one word a little cross to them.
Really?
Sure thing. You have to be very careful with them.
Well, Blaze, old fella, we'll just talk real nice to you. Yes, we will. Nice, Blaze. He's a nice old horse. Yes, he is.
Maybe you better not call him old, Jerry.
He might be sensitive about his age, huh, Tom?
You can't tell.
How old is he, Mr. Rogers?
8 years.
That's not old.
Well, it is for a racehorse.
But there's lots of horses 8 years old that are racing.
Yes, that's true, Jerry. Some of them last a good long time and keep up their speed.
Well, how old are all the other racehorses in the big race?
Oh, they're all ages, son. The big handicap race is for 4-year-olds and upwards.
And are most of them around 4?
That's right. There's a couple around 6 years old, but Blaze is the oldest in the race with 8 long years to his credit.
Well, do you want me to just stand here and hold him?
Yes, if you don't mind, Tom.
Oh, I don't mind. In fact, I like it.
It's good for him to stand out here in this morning sun and get good and warm before I take that blanket off him.
Aren't you going to feed him?
No, not until after his workout. You couldn't run him just after he ate.
Well, you're going to let him work up an appetite for breakfast, huh?
Well, that's one way of putting it, but no matter how big his appetite, he won't get much breakfast.
Why not?
Because there's big races tomorrow, and I don't want Blaze to be putting on any extra weight. That's one thing I have to watch very carefully. Can't overfeed him.
Maybe he knows we're talking about something to eat.
Maybe. It's funny Warren isn't here yet.
Warren? Who's he, Mr. Rogers?
It's the jockey that's going to ride Blaze.
Oh, and he's going to give him his workout this morning, huh?
Yes, he should have been here 10 minutes ago.
You said he was a good jockey, didn't you?
Yes, one of the best. I was lucky to be able to get him to ride Blaze.
Is he a regular jockey or just somebody from around Fordham?
Oh, no, he's a regular jockey, Tom. He's famous. He rode at all the big racetracks at some time or other. Yes, sir, I'm very fortunate in getting him. In fact, without him, I don't think Blaze would have a chance.
Why not?
Well, Warren seems to know the horse and all his little whims. He knows just when to hold him down and when to let him out and how to talk to him and all that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Here, let me take that blanket off. There, you're warm enough now, aren't you, boy?
Want me to put it in the stable?
No, never mind, Tom. Just lay it over there on the bench.
Gee, Blaze is sure pretty, all right.
Yes, you can see more of him now with the blanket off, can't you?
I'll say. He sure is a beaut, Mr. Rogers.
Come on, Tom. We'll walk over to the track with Blaze. Warren will be along any minute now.
Here comes somebody now.
Yeah, sure enough, and it's Warren.
He's a little fellow, all right.
Say, how old is he, Dad?
Oh, about 19 or 20, I'd say. Morning, Warren.
Good morning.
This is my son, Tom.
How'd you do?
And this is Tom's friend, Jerry.
Glad to meet you.
Hiya.
We were just going to take Blaze onto the track. Are you ready for the workout?
I am if you are.
Well, come on then. Come on, Blaze.
We'll go ahead and open the gate to the track. Come on, Tom.
I'm right with you, Jerry.
What's the matter with you this morning, Warren? Get up on the wrong side of the bed?
No, why?
Hey, you look kind of down in the mouth. Don't you feel good?
Sure, I feel all right,
But what?
Oh, nothing.
Come on, the gate's open.
We're coming, boys. You going to try Blaze on the mile this morning?
If you want me to, I will.
Well, do you think he's ready?
If he's not now, he never will be.
Whoa, whoa, Blaze. Whoa, boy.
You know, Tom, Blaze acts just like he knows he's going to run a race. Notice the way he shakes his head?
Uh-huh. Well, that's because he's so spirited.
Well, he's all yours, Warren.
Okay, I'll trot him around until I get him warmed up. All right, Blaze. Let's go. Take it easy now.
I haven't seen all the rest of the horses yet, but I'll just bet there aren't any better looking than Blaze.
Oh, that's a matter of opinion, Jerry, but I'm inclined to think the same as you. Just look at that form. He's a pretty animal, all right.
How long will Warren trot him around before he tries him out for speed?
Oh, just long enough to get him limbered up and warm.
There sure is a lot to train in racehorses, isn't there?
You bet there is. More to it than I ever figured.
Well, I'll bet it doesn't seem like work, though.
No, that's true, son. But it's all very fascinating.
Here he comes back. And look, he's just itching to run.
Warren sure is holding him back.
Yeah. Looks like he's raring to go, Warren.
He's all set. You ready to clock him?
Yes, I'm all ready, Warren.
I'll take him up to the line and... Come on, Blaze.
Say, how do you time him, Mr. Rogers?
Well, I time him with this stopwatch I have in my hand. Now, look, you boys had better stand back off the track.
Well, how does it work?
Well, just as Blaze gets in front of us, I start timing him with the watch. Once around the track is 1 mile.
Oh, here he comes now.
Go!
Look at him go!
You're sure right, Mr. Rogers. He sure gets away quick.
Yes, he sure does. See? Look. Notice the way he gets right over to the rail?
He sure does.
Say, he's making good time. Let's see if I can get his time at the quarter now.
Is that the quarter-mile post he's coming to now?
Yes, that's it, Jerry. Now, wait. Let me watch this close.
He just passed it.
25 seconds flat. Say, that's really wonderful. That's the best time he's made yet for the quarter. Gosh, now, if he can only hold that speed.
How long will it take him to run the mile if he does?
Well, let's see. That'd be, 1 minute and 40 seconds. Say, that'd be just about perfect.
Well, what do some of the other horses run the mile in?
Well, the best time so far is 1 minute and 46 seconds.
Then it looks like Blaze will do better than that.
Oh, we can't tell yet, Jerry. He may tire when he gets to the stretch.
You mean just before the finish?
Yes, just before he crosses the finish line.
There he goes past the half-mile post.
Let's see. 52. That means he did the second quarter in 27 seconds.
Oh, gee, he's slowing down already.
No, not necessarily, Tom. Warren may be holding him back until he gets around the backstretch and starts for home. Then he may let him out and make up a few seconds.
Boy, he sure runs pretty. Well, looks almost like he's flying.
Now he's running the back turn. Just look at him go.
Yes, he looks mighty fast today. Now, watch him close, boys. Watch him. He's coming down the stretch. Say, that's funny.
What's funny, Mr. Rogers?
Warren doesn't seem to be letting him out. He should burst out with a lot of speed right now.
Come on, Blaze! Come on, Blaze!
What's the matter with him?
Is something wrong?
Well, here he is coming down the stretch and no more speed than he had when he rounded that far turn.
Come on, Blaze! Here he comes, Dad!
Now he's going a lot faster, see?
Yes, but it's too late now. He's about to cross the wire.
Come on, Blaze!
Well, that's that.
Well, what was the time, Dad?
Not as good as I expected, son.
Oh, how long did he take?
1 minute, 48.5 seconds. Oh, I sure thought he'd do better than that. He got off to such a good start.
Here he comes now.
Oh, boy, easy, Blaze.
Hey, what happened, Warren?
Nothing. Why? What did we do to him?
That's just it. The time is off. You took 1 minute and 48.5 seconds.
Sorry, that's all he had.
Well, he's got to do better than that in the race tomorrow, or we won't have a chance. Say, are you sure you let him out in the stretch, Warren?
Of course I did. You trying to tell me how to ride?
Now, Warren, don't take that attitude. I only asked a question.
Well, that's all Blaze has got in him. Just what he showed right then.
Then that's as good as telling me we haven't got a chance.
Figure it out for yourself.
Come on, we're holding the gate open.
Well, maybe when he gets in there with the other horses in the race, it'll make a difference.
That's the only hope.
Well, all right. Take his saddle off and throw the blanket over him till he cools off.
Okay, close that door after me, somebody.
Yeah, I will.
What's the matter, Dad?
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Rogers. Oh, maybe Blaze will surprise everybody tomorrow.
Well, I certainly hope so, Jerry. We've got to win that race tomorrow. It means everything to me and to Tom, too. $1,000 is a lot of money, Jerry.
Golly, I'll say it is.
Hey, look! Look, there's a fire down there at that lunch stand.
Wow, and that is a fire.
Come on, let's see if we can be of any help. Hey, Warren, hurry up. There's a fire in that lunch stand over by the entrance. Let's get over there.
You're right with you.
Come on, Tom. Run faster.
I'm coming.
Hurry it up, boys. You coming, Warren?
I'm right behind you.
Oh, say, this is liable to be bad. Those sparks are flying pretty high. Hey, anything we can do to help?
No, nothing you can do, fellas. Our department will be here in a minute. Someone turned in an alarm as soon as the fire started.
Golly, that's a hot fire, all right.
They're throwing water on it, but it doesn't seem to do any good.
Here they come now.
Say, how did it start?
I don't know. The guy that runs the place just got in there when it broke out. Maybe he was lighting the stove. Something happened.
Well, they'll get it out in a hurry.
Golly, look who's coming.
It's Blaze. It's Blaze, Mr. Rogers.
Well, what do you know about that? He broke out of his stall. Warren! Grab Blaze!
I'll get him.
Oh, why did he have to break out that way?
That's some racehorse you got there, Roger. The minute he hears the fire bell, he heads to the scene of the fire.
You ought to be back in the fire department.
That's the racehorse I'll put in with you. Never seen extended like it.
Oh, don't you care, Dad? Let her make fun of you and Blaze. He'll find out tomorrow what kind of a horse he is.
I've got him. A swell horse to break away just because he hears a fire bell. And this is the horse I have to ride in the big race.
It's only natural for him to want to run when he hears the fire bells. He's used to doing it. Don't you care what they say, Mr. Rogers?
Oh, this is awful.
Oh, no, it isn't, Dad.
Hey, wait a minute. I just got an idea.
What, Jerry?
Oh, nothing. You'll see when the time comes.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen Their guests, Brian Donlevy, Jimmy Cash, and Paul Whiteman and his music. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, it's morning at the Burns home, a very special morning. And we find Gracie upstairs talking to her little duck Herman while she puts on her most charming and alluring negligee.
Well, Herman, do you know why Mama's getting all dressed up this morning? Well, it's my wedding anniversary. It was on this day that I married your daddy, George. I could have married the banker's son, but I picked George instead. Oh, Herman, you mustn't feel that way. Daddy George is a wonderful man, and I love him better than anybody in the world. Oh, don't cry, baby. I mean, I love him better than anybody in the world that doesn't have feathers. Oh, Herman, I'll never forget my wedding day. I was all dressed in white and the organ was playing. Da 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 da. Oh, our wedding anniversaries are such fun. George always takes the package out of his pocket, and I always say, for me? And he always says, yes, darling. And I always say, I wonder what could be in it as I unwrap the perfume. Well, I better hurry down. George will be so thrilled when he sees my new negligee. Well, George, how do I look?
You better go and put some clothes on. You catch cold.
Well, George, don't you know what it means when a wife puts on her nicest negligee?
Yeah, too lazy to get dressed.
George Burns, do you know what day this is?
Sure, Tuesday.
Yes, but it's January 19th.
Oh, sure. Gosh, I'm getting absent-minded.
Oh, I knew you'd remember.
Of course. This is the day I go to the barber shop to get my scalp treatment.
Oh.
But, sweetheart, it's not that bad. I'm just a little thin on top. I've got plenty of hair left.
I don't care how much hair you've got left. You couldn't be any more of a beast if you were an ape.
Hey, what's going on here? What is it?
Come in.
Gracie, darling.
Tootsie Sagwell.
Is something wrong?
Darned if I know. She's all excited because I'm losing a little hair.
Now, Gracie, stop crying. What's the matter?
Oh, my husband doesn't love me anymore, Tootsie. My marriage is going on the rocks.
Oh, is that all? I thought someone had stolen all your butter.
But George forgot our wedding anniversary today.
Oh, that's nothing. Lots of husbands do that.
Well, Papa's never forgotten his anniversary. The minute he sneezes in the morning, he runs out and gets Mama a present.
The minute he sneezes?
Uh-huh. Their wedding anniversary falls on the same day his hay fever starts.
Oh, but you see, George hasn't anything to remind him, Gracie. He hasn't got hay fever.
I know. Isn't it awful?
Oh, George doesn't appreciate you. But just let some other man flirt with you and see how jealous he'll get.
Huh.
Gracie, that's an idea. I'll make him jealous.
Oh, but I couldn't flirt with another man, Tootsie. When I married George, I made up my mind that romance was over for me.
Now, look, Gracie, suppose I get a date and go out with you and George, and then my date will flirt with you.
Oh, but I don't want to even lead him on.
You don't have to. Any man who goes out with me always flirts with the other girl.
Well, I guess a double date would be all right. I'll try anything to make George love me again.
Good. Oh, look who's running up the walk. Just the man for my half, Bill Goodwin. Oh, but he won't go out with me.
Well, maybe I can fix it, Tootsie.
Hiya, Gracie.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Hello, Tootsie.
Hello, Bill.
Tootsie, calm down. You get excited when you just hear a pair of pants.
Well, I tell you, I'm kind of out of breath from doing my road work. You see, I got the idea from my pal, Brian Donlevy. He lives just down the street. You know, Briney and I were in Wake Island together. I always call him Briney.
What does he call you?
Sam. He never can remember my name.
Gracie, ask about the date. Oh, yes. Bill, would you like to have a blind date tonight?
No, I like him sober.
Oh, no, girl is crazy about you, Bill.
Well, is she beautiful?
She's friendly.
Is she beautiful?
Well, she's a good sport.
Gracie, is she beautiful?
She uses Swan soap.
My dream girl! Well, does she know that Swan is purer than the finest cast eels? Does she know that money can't buy a purer soap?
Oh, sure. She's very seductive.
Really? Well, does she know that Swan's great for washing the dishes because it suds faster than other white floating soaps? And with Swan in the dishpan, you don't have to worry about your hands. Because Swan is purer than the finest cast eels, it helps keep your hands lovely. That's why you should use it for every soap and water job. For instance, for washing your hankies, hose, and undies.
Bill, I wash my hankies, hose, and undies with Swan, and now they look beautiful.
Yeah, Tootsie, you ought to try it on your face, too. And remember this, Tootsie, Swan breaks in two with an easy twist of the wrist, so you can use half in the kitchen for dishes and cleaning, and the other half in the bathroom for your hands and face. Well, I better get on with my road work if I want to be like Brian Donlevy.
Oh, wait, Bill. How about that blind date?
Gracie, are her initials by any chance T. Sagwell?
Well, yes.
Well, forget it, Gracie. The date may be blind, but I'm not. Goodbye.
There goes our double date. All he's interested in is looking like Brian Donlevy. Gracie, Brian Donlevy.
Where?
I mean, he's just the man to make George jealous.
Oh, well, do you think I
Girls
should?
still in the huddle. What's so interesting?
Well, George, if a certain husband neglected a certain wife, do you think that certain wife should make that certain husband jealous so he'll sit up and take notice?
I certainly do. Is the wife pretty?
Oh, she's very pretty.
Well, bring her over. I'll make her jealous.
This is Paul White. Here's a song that was a big favorite in World War I. Now the Six Hits and a Miss and the boys have dressed it up for our new army. See if you recognize it.
Oh, would you rather be a colonel with an eagle on your shoulder or a private with a chicken on your knee?
Once I heard a father ask his soldier son,
Son, why can't you advance like all the other boys have done? You've been a private mighty long. Come on now, tell me just what's wrong.
Then the soldier lad said, listen to me, Dad. I'd rather be a private than a colonel in the army.
a private has more fun when his work is done.
And when he goes on hikes, in every town he strikes, girls discover him and they smother him with things he likes. But girlies act so shy when Colonel passes by. He holds his head so high with dignity. So would you rather be a colonel with an eagle on your shoulder or a private with a chicken on your knee?
Donlevy's house must be right around here somewhere, Gracie.
Yes, Bill said. Oh, there it is, across the street. See, there's Mr. Donlevy in the yard skipping rope.
Oh, yes. Oh, he's got nothing on but his shorts. Isn't he gorgeous?
Well, I don't think he's as pretty as George. George has such nice, smooth arms. But look at those things on Mr. Donlevy. What? Those big bumps. I think they call them muscles.
Well, some people think they look nice on a man. Come on, let's make the date.
Oh, wait, Tootsie. You know, maybe it's my fault George doesn't love me anymore. Maybe I'm not as attractive as I used to be.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll bet if you went over and flirted with Brian Donlevy, you'd find out how attractive you are.
But, Tootsie, I'm married, and George is a very sweet husband. I'm sure if I'd met him sooner, he'd have given me the best years of his life.
But, Gracie, you'd be doing it for George's sake.
Well, all right. I'll go over and flirt with Brian Donlevy, but it's certainly an odd way to make a husband happy. I hope I'm still attractive.
Well, good luck, Gracie.
Hello.
Hello. Aren't you Brian Donlevy?
Yep. What's the matter? You got something in your eye?
No, I'm winking at you. I'm a flirt.
You're a flirt. Oh, a flirt.
Yeah. You know, sort of a young vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think I'm cute?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you are. A little direct, but cute.
Well, do you really think I'm cute?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you were standing on a corner and I passed by, would you say...
Oh, no, I'm much too well bred. But I might murmur.
Oh, thank goodness. Do it again. Oh, you don't know what music that is to my ears.
Do you have a name, or do I just whistle for you?
Oh, no. My name is Gracie Brine. Oh, come on, let's flirt some more.
All right. Well, I've told you how much I like you. You haven't said what you think of me.
Oh, Brine, must you ask as you stand there with your muscles gleaming in the sun?
Hey, now, let's not talk shop.
I saw you in Wake Island, Brine, and you were adorable.
Thanks. Whenever I play a Marine, I try to make him as adorable as possible.
Oh, dear, now you're angry with me. Oh, sure, you wouldn't be losing your temper with a pretty little Irish colleen now, would you?
Why shouldn't I? Well, now, what's this? You'll not be after telling me you're a lass from the owl country.
Oh, sure, and don't I look it?
Faith, and that you do.
Oh, sure, and that's because I am.
Faith, and now are you?
Oh, sure, and I am.
Faith.
Sure.
Tell me now, Colleen, what part of the old side are you after hailing from?
San Francisco.
Oh. No, that isn't the old country, my girl. I'm from Independence, Missouri.
Oh, you know, Brad, I like you.
Thanks.
Would you care to go out on a double date tonight?
Faith, and that Oh, pardon me. Yes, I'd be very happy to, Gracie.
Oh, good. Meet me in my house at 8 o'clock. It's a big white one on the corner.
All right, that's a date.
Swell. Oh, Brian.
Yep.
Once more.
What? Oh.
Goodbye. Isn't it exciting, George? I know we'll have lots of fun double dating with Brian Donlevy. He'll be here in a few minutes.
Gee, that's swell.
Jealous, dear?
Of course not.
Oh. Mr. Donlevy is awfully nice. So strong and handsome.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Jealous, dear?
No, why should I be?
Oh. Well, would you be jealous if he made eyes at me tonight?
Why should he make eyes at you? He's got a date of his own.
Yeah, but he might think I'm cute. Lots of people think so. Is there anybody in this room who thinks so? Not counting me?
I do, and let's have less of the silly talk.
Oh, that must be Mr. Donlevy now. You entertain him, dear, while I run up and powder my nose.
Okay. Hello, come on in, Mr. Donlevy.
Thanks.
I'm George Burns, the other end of this double date.
Oh. Well, pleased to meet you, Mr. Burns. Hey, I hope you're doing as well tonight as I am. Have I got a date with a swell dish?
Well, have yourself a time.
Thanks.
You don't have to be embarrassed in front of me.
Well, hey, who's your date?
My wife. Oh, but she's plenty cute.
Just wait till you see this cute little Irish girl I'm taking out. Oh, brother.
That's a coincidence. My wife's Irish, too.
Yeah? Hey, are we going to have some fun tonight?
You said it's going to be murder.
Say, George, what's the best way to make progress with a Colleen? Flattery?
No, that's too slow for the Irish.
Yeah?
Take my advice and move right in.
Wait a minute. Did you mean I should step right up and say, how about a kiss?
Say nothing.
Huh?
Just grab her, pick her up, and smack her. She'll love it.
Grab her, pick her up, and smack her right here?
Sure, don't mind me. I'm regular.
Okay, Burns, thanks for the tip.
Well, hello, boys. Here I am.
Gee, you look cute.
Yeah, what'd they tell you?
Hey, kid. Hey! What is that? What does this mean? You cut that out. You put my wife down.
Jealous, dear?
Jealous?
Well, Jimmy Cash knows a top tune when he sees one, so here he is with the country's #1 song, There Are Such Things.
A heart that's true. There are such things, a dream for two. There are such things, someone to whisper, darling, you're my guiding star, not caring what you own, but just what you are, a peaceful sky. There are such things, a rainbow high, where heaven sings. So have a little faith and trust in what tomorrow brings. You'll reach a star because there are
When Brian Donlevy discovered that Gracie was a married woman, he grabbed his hat and started running.
Oh, wait, Mr. Donlevy, please. I don't want you to go.
Yeah, but your husband does. And so do I, and that makes a 2/3 majority. And thanks for a peculiar evening.
Oh, look, you just can't run away like this. What about your date?
Now, look, you're cute, but you're married. A wife is supposed to be a comfort to her husband in his old age, so go on back in the house and comfort him.
Oh, well, I suppose I'll have to tell you the whole truth.
What?
You see, my husband has been neglecting me. Today he even forgot our wedding anniversary. And I wanted you to make him jealous. Oh, won't you help me?
Oh, well, what sort of an act do you want me to put on?
Oh, not too much. Just keep saying how cute and sweet I am.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to ask any man to tell a lie.
Oh, of course not.
And make him mad enough to fight over me.
Oh.
Oh, only please be careful when you do. You know, you're sort of brutal and he's sort of brittle.
Well, I tell you what we do, Gracie. I'll try it. Who knows? It might be fun, huh?
Oh, thanks. Right this way.
Okay.
Gracie, you better explain why. Oh, you brought him back with you, huh?
It was my own idea, Mr. Burns. I came back to offer you an apology.
I accept it. Good night.
You see, the whole thing was a mistake. Now, if I'd known she was your wife, I'd never have kissed this gorgeous, exciting, desirable little girl.
What?
Well, at least not with you in the room.
Now, see here, Donlevy.
Any man might have kissed your wife's delectable, maddening ruby lips, but only a heel would have enjoyed it.
You said it.
So I want to apologize for being a heel.
Well, hiya, folks. I just dropped in to... Well, I'll be doggone. Look who's here. My old pal, my old buddy. Hello, Briney.
Oh, hello, Sam.
He never can remember my name.
Bill, can I see you alone a minute?
Oh, sure. Excuse me, Briny. What's on your mind, George?
Your pal Donlevy is flirting with Gracie, and I want you to throw him out.
Throw out Brian Donlevy?
Yeah. You look as husky as he does.
Well, I know, George, but he got his muscles from exercise. I got mine from Hart, Schaffner, and Marx.
Bill, you've just got to get rid
Now,
of
wait a minute. There is a way I can throw him out, George. Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu?
Yeah. I'll get him to shake hands with me, and then, boom, I'll toss him over my shoulder.
Well, that's great. I'll hold the door open.
Okay, George. Watch this. Well, so long, Briny. I hope we work together in another picture sometime.
I hope so, Sam.
Shall we shake hands on it?
Sure.
Briny.
What?
Your hand, it's all rough and red.
Yeah?
What kind of soap do you use?
Oh, no.
Briny, you should use Swan, the new white floating soap that's purer than the finest Castiles, a baby gentle suds and whiz.
Bill, over the shoulder. Boom, boom.
Briny,
Jiu-jitsu.
Briny, you've been a naughty boy. Don't you know that women have long considered Castile soaps the standard of purity, but that Swan is even purer than the finest Castiles? So pure it's kind to a baby's tender skin? Didn't you know that Swan is great for bathing little babies?
My mommy never told me.
Well, it is.
Bill, jiu-jitsu. Boom, boom, out. The door is
And
open.
Briny,
Get
listen,
out.
if Swan is that pure, you know it must be great for your hands and face, your tub or shower.
Bill, I would like to see some jiu-jitsu. You know, over the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Boom,
Jiu-jitsu?
boom, out.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Watch this, George. Well, so long, Briny. Put her there.
Well, that takes care of that.
Gee, if I knew that was Bill, I'd have waved to him as he flew by.
Yeah? Well, let me see. Where were we?
Oh, you were talking about my eyes, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You were telling me how beautiful they are.
Was I?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Of course I was. Oh, your eyes are thrilling, Gracie. They're limpid pools of loveliness. Blue as a tropic lagoon. Mysterious, compelling, irresistible.
Well, they're brown, but you got everything else right.
Oh, Gracie, the color is a mere detail.
Oh, well, of course. Jealous, dear?
Yes, I am. Now, look here, Donlevy. You say one more thing like that to my wife and we'll step outside and fight.
Okay, Gracie, I'd like to take you in my big, strong arms and crush you to me. And then I'd smother you with kisses.
You would?
Yes.
I mean, you would. George, are you going to stand for that?
No, sir. Donlevy, you say one more thing like that to my wife and we step outside and fight.
Okay. Gracie. Look, you know we were meant for one another. Gracie, leave your husband and fly away with me.
Donlevy, you say one more thing like that to my wife and we step outside.
George, that's the third thing he said. Aren't you going to fight?
Well, all right. Come on outside, Donlevy.
Okay.
Let's fight.
Okay. Thought you'd never get at it.
Oh, good. I'm going to be fought over, isn't it thrilling? You know what I always say, a fair heart ne'er won. So thanks, lady.
Yeah, I'll always remember that.
Let's go, Burns. Will you pardon us, Gracie?
Oh, well, of course. And may the best may George win.
Yeah. Come on.
Well, okay, Donlevy. Put up your hands. I'm ready for you.
George, you're supposed to close your fist.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. What do I do now?
Look, George, I'm not going to fight with you. This whole thing was cooked up by Gracie just to make you jealous.
What? The things that dame gets me into.
It's your own fault. Now, you've been neglecting her, George. You haven't been romantic enough.
Well, I
And there's only one way to square yourself. You've got to beat me up.
Huh. Must be an easier way than that.
Well, no, George. I mean, we'll just fake it, you know? I'll tell you what we'll do now. We'll beat our chests, and I'll yell like you're murdering me. On second thought, I think we'd both better beat my chest.
Well, never mind. I'll just beat my own chest. Let's go.
All right.
Oh!
All right. That's enough, hero. You'd better open the door. No, don't hit me anymore, mister. Please don't hit me. I'll be good.
Well, have a care that you are, my man. Now go before I flash you within an inch of your life.
Yes, sir, Mr. Burns. Yes, sir.
Oh, my hero.
Oh, shucks, it wasn't anything.
Oh, you do love me. You even fought for me. And I know you'll never forget our anniversary again.
A what?
Well, today is January the 19th, our anniversary.
You're crazy. Our anniversary's October 4th.
Oh, my goodness, that's right. Oh, January 19th is Mama's birthday.
Oh, no.
George and Gracie will be right back. So I've only time to say that when you buy Swan, you not only get a soap that's purer than the finest Castiles, but you get a soap that saves you real money. You save in the kitchen because with Swan you don't have to buy expensive packaged soaps. And you save again in the bathroom because Swan gives you more soap per penny than any leading toilet soap tested. Try it and see. Well, here they are, George and Gracie.
Gracie, you get me into the darndest messes? This didn't turn out so badly. But suppose Brian Donlevy gave me a black eye.
I'd put a flounder on it.
Put a flounder on my eye?
Oh, it's Meatless Tuesday, dear.
Oh, yeah, no steak.
The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in again next week, same time. And by the way, don't forget to listen to Swan's other show, Tommy Riggs and Betty Lou, over another network. And now till next week at the same time, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, hi, Swan. How about you? Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. KNX, Columbia Square, Los Angeles.
Andy, did you hear that? Come on, will you?
Did I hear what?
That whistle. That's the Rinso White whistle.
And Rinso means us.
That's right. Rinso gets clothes Rinso White. And Rinso presents the Amos and Andy Show. Rinso for a wash, that's...
Rinso White?
Rinso for a wash, that's...
Rinso White?
Yes, a Rinso White, Rinso Bright wash can't be beat. So put Rinso to work for you in your tub or washer. Judge for yourself how much easier a wash day can be on you and on your precious clothes. You'll find Rinso a real lifesaver for all your washables. And ladies, Rinso is anti-sneeze. It's made by an exclusive anti-sneeze patented process and is 98% free of sneezy soap dust. No other granulated soap can make this claim. So next wash day, remember...
Rinso White?
Rinso White?
Rinso for a wash that's Rinso White, Rinso Bright. And now, our stars, Amos and Andy. Andy and the Kingfish finally realized that they'd never make a fortune just sitting in the office all day. So they decided to do something about it. And they did. They went to the movies. Now they're back in the office discussing the pleasant time they've just had.
Yeah, that sure was a good idea we done had, Andy, going to the movies today. I really enjoyed that, and only 20 cents, too.
Yeah, it was a good show, too, wasn't it? Just the right length. News, cartoon, travelogue, 4 cowboy pictures, and 2 features.
Yeah, they tell me that when you go in there, you're supposed to inform your draft board.
Yeah, when you go to that theater, you was gone for a long time. There ain't no two ways about that.
Say, Andy, by any chance, you hear that crack Brother Crawford made when he see us coming out to the picture show? He said something about we was loafers or something?
Oh, who listens to the silly babbling of Brother Crawford?
Well, so happens we done had a good reason for going to the movies, didn't we?
Oh, certainly. What was it?
Well, moving pictures is educational. We went there to learn things.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we done sat there and see two great feature pictures on the screen. We learned something, didn't we?
Of course we did.
Yeah. Tell me, what did you learn, Andy?
Well, I learned that by blinking my eyes, I could make the actors bounce up and down.
Well, to tell you the truth, Andy, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Well, hello there, fellas. How are you?
Hi, Amos. Come in.
Say, I done dropped in here a couple of times today looking for you, fellas. Where was you?
We done been to movies.
The movies?
Yeah.
All day, you fellas ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Oh, what you talking about, Amos? Movies is educational. We was in there to learn stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, what can you learn in the movies?
All right, Mr. Know-It-All. Can you blink your eyes and make the actors bounce up and down on the screen? Now answer me that.
Oh, look, Amos, take that one picture that we see today, Double Indemnity. Yeah, now, in that picture, they had Barbara Stanwyck and Fred McMurray trying to murder her husband for his insurance.
Yeah.
Now, what picture shows is that the how smart the insurance company is when somebody is trying to cheat them. Yeah, that'll learn me something. Yeah, what did it learn you, Andy? Well, it learned me a lot of things that Andy don't know about, but it learned me that if I ever wants to cheat an insurance company, I got to be smarter than Fred McMurray. I know that. I see what you mean. That's very interesting. Yeah, wasn't that what you learned too, Andy? Wasn't that the great message you learned from the picture?
Oh, certainly. And I really had Fred McMurray bouncing up and down there, too.
Hey, Andy, will you forget the bouncing stuff just for a minute? Kingfish, I still don't see where any of that stuff is educational. Now, I admit that Double Indemnity was one of the best moving pictures I ever seen. I thought it was great, but I don't see how you learn anything that's valuable. Yeah, now, there might be something to what you say there, Amos. When you come right down to it, a woman go to a picture like that and she learn how to bump up her husband, won't you?
Yeah, and for only 20 cents, too.
Yeah, a picture like that might put ideas in the heads of a lot of women.
Yeah, bump off their husband there and run away with a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's right, all right. Yeah, you know, stuff like that kind of make a man stop and think, don't it? Yeah, kind of make a fella feel funny, too. Well, I guess I'll run on home, boys, if you don't mind. Say, by the way, Andy, if you want to drop by the house, maybe Sapphire will invite you to come back for supper tonight.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. I'll go along with you.
Ruby, I just had to call you right away and tell you about it.
Well, what's the big news, Sapphire?
Well, it's a big secret, and I don't even want you to tell Amos. But about 20 years ago, when me and George was first married, I took out a $500 endowment policy on him. I've been paying on it all these years without him knowing about it, and today the policy comes due, and I'm going to collect $500 for it.
Oh, that's wonderful, Sapphire.
Yeah, the insurance man just left. He brought me my paid-up policy and said to mail in the check today.
What you going to do with all that money, Sapphire?
Well, now, here's the big surprise. I'm going to take George on a second honeymoon trip back to a little town down south where we was married. I just made a note about train reservations for the two of us, and I ain't going to tell him nothing about it till just before we leave.
Well, Sapphire, I certainly am happy for you.
Wait a minute, Ruby. George is coming in. I'll call you later. Bye now.
Well, hello there, honey.
Oh, George, you're home early. Hello, Andy.
How is you, Sapphire?
You know, I was thinking, Sapphire, what is this? Sapphire, what's this cigar doing in the ashtray? I ain't smoked a cigar for a week.
That? Oh, that. The fuller brush man was here, and he must have left it there.
Oh.
Boys, I got to run into the kitchen. I got something on the stove.
Cigar. Look here, and the end of it is still wet.
Yeah. A man was just up here, all right. Yes, sir.
Oh, but that don't mean nothing. Do it.
Well, just hope that whoever was smoking that cigar was carrying brushes.
Well, I know Sapphire too well. Say, wait a minute. What is this here? Look at here, Anna.
What is that? What?
Look here, an insurance policy on my life for $500, and I ain't never heard about that. And look here. Here's a note, say here. Look, 2 train reservations for Georgia. Andy, ain't all this familiar?
Yeah, show a lot like that picture Double Indemnity we see this afternoon, ain't it?
Exactly the same, Andy. Insurance, railroad tickets. Andy, that wasn't no Fuller-Brush man. That must have been Sapphire's boyfriend. Andy, this is the plot.
Well, take it easy, Kingfish. Maybe everything ain't like it looks here.
So, wait a minute. Here she come. I'll find out.
Yeah.
Say, George, I wanted to ask you. George, how come you got that look on your face?
Oh, nothing. Tell me, Sapphire, what you been doing with yourself lately?
Now, that's a funny question.
Mm-hmm. Well, for instance, what did you do last night when I was at the lodge meeting?
I went around to the movies.
The movies? What movie did you see?
Double Indemnity.
That's all, brother. Come on in.
And now the Mystic Knights of the Sea Quartet singing By and By When the Morning Comes.
Hallelujah, by and by, when the morning comes. All the saints of God together in home. How we will tell a story, how we'll overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Hallelujah, by and by, when the morning comes. All the saints of God together in home. We will tell a story, how we'll overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
Trials dark on every hand, and we cannot understand all the ways the Lord will lead us through this dark and dreary land. But we're trusting in His might, and according to His word, we'll understand it better by and by. Hallelujah, by and by, when the morning comes. Well, we will tell the story, how we'll overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Now temptations, hidden snares often take us unawares, and we're oft times made to bleed for a thoughtless word or deed, and we wonder why the test when we try to do our best, but we'll understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes. Tell the story, how we'll overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
Kingfish, will you please stop walking up and down the floor here? You're driving me crazy. What did we come up to this office for anyhow?
And I tell you I was in trouble, Anna. My wife was going to murder me. I know it, Andy. I know it.
Oh, Kingfish, this is just something you building up in your mind. The trouble with you is you believe everything you sees in the movies, like that Double Indemnity. I see meet me in St. Louis last week, but that don't mean I got to pack my bag and go to St. Louis, do it?
Yeah, well, that stuff in Double Indemnity, though, can't happen, and I knew it can.
Oh, they only make and believe, Kingfish. Did you ever read what it say up there on the screen in the beginning of all the movies?
Oh, what's that?
It say, any resemblance of any similarity of characters or events which is coincidence which is supposed to be living wouldn't be found dead in this picture?
Look, Anna, all I know... wait a minute. Here come Henry Van Porter. Now, don't say nothing about this. What happened, man? I'll just sound him out. Come in, Henry.
Hello, boys. Hello. Just passing by.
Say, Henry, you was an insurance salesman. Tell me, is it a common thing for a wife to murder her husband for his insurance?
Well, yes, Kingfish. That do happen sometimes. A woman buys a policy so she can collect the principal after murdering her husband. However, as a salesman, I never urge a woman to buy a policy for that purpose.
And it don't happen often, do it, Henry?
No, not often. After all, for a woman to want to murder her husband, she would have to be pretty abdominal. Say, Kingfish, you don't suspect your wife Sapphire of doing a thing like this, do you?
Yes, Henry, everything points to it. She done took out a $500 policy on my life, and she done already got 2 train reservations. I'm going crazy here.
Oh, my goodness, this is awful. Simply terrible.
Yeah, now you can see why I'm so nervous here, Henry.
Well, I am shocked.
Yeah, it's really a blow, ain't it?
I should say it is a blow. If Sapphire took out a policy so she could bump you off, she could at least let me write the policy.
Wait a minute. There's another thing, Andy. Look here. Henry here is the family insurance man. Now, if Sapphire didn't have something to hide, she would have took the policy from him instead of someone else. Oh, I tell you, boys, I was a goner.
Oh, Kingfish, will you stop talking that way?
Fellas, look here. This is just like a bad dream to think that Sapphire is figuring on doing away with me.
Well, I can imagine how you must feel, Kingfish. It's a rude shock for a man to realize that the woman of his choice is about to put the slug on him.
I still say the whole thing, Kingfish, is just your imagination.
Well, now, Kingfish, we've been friends for a long time. Mm-hmm. And if you should actually feel that there might be an attempt on your life, I want you to remember one thing.
What's that, Henry?
I have always admired your gold cufflinks.
Oh, Henry, how can you... wait a minute. Hello, Amos. Come on in. Come on.
How's you fellas? Well, when is you leaving us, Kingfish? Leaving? Me? Yeah, I understand you're going away for a long time. Who told you, Amos? Tell me everything you know. Well, Ruby wouldn't tell me all the details, but Sapphire told her that she was coming into some money soon and was going to take another honeymoon trip. She even said that she thinks she's going to enjoy it much more than she did the first one. There it is, fellas. There it is right there. Sapphire and a boyfriend is going to murder me for my insurance, then get married and go away. Oh, me, I got to see my lawyer right away. Gabby, I tell you, I know that's what you're figuring on doing, because she even told Ruby something about it on the phone. She's going to kill me, Gabby.
Oh, it's a very tough case. Yes, indeed, a very tough case. The whole thing sounds so corpsey. But I tell you, Kingfish, if Sapphire and her boyfriend murder you, I'll personally see to it that they pay the supreme penalty. The supreme penalty.
Yeah, well, now, what would be the supreme penalty for killing me?
$2 fine.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Now, look here, Gabby. There must be another way to do this thing. Gabby, don't you see I'm desperate?
There's one other approach to the matter, Kingfish. Just one other approach. We might try to keep Sapphire from murdering you in the first place. Now, how does that appeal to you?
Yeah, that I like, Gabby.
All right. Now, the thing to do is to figure out the different ways Sapphire could murder you. Then you can be on your guard.
Yeah, now, that's the stuff. Now, what would be some ways she'd murder me?
Well, first of all, she might come at you with a knife. Oh, yes, indeed, with a knife.
Oh, no. Sapphire couldn't murder me with a knife.
Maybe not, but... she could make a stab at it.
Now, what else there, Gabby?
She might try putting poison in your food. When you eat at home, taste the food kind of easy like. That way you can tell if there's any poison in it,
Gabby, look here. I've been eating Sapphire's food for 20 years, and the way she cooks, I defy anybody to tell whether there's poison in it or not.
Well, in that case, you got to stop eating home altogether. And you also got to watch out what you drink. She might put an overdose of sleeping pills in your coffee at night. That'll kill you, too. Oh, yes, indeed, that'll kill you.
Oh, me, Gabby. Ain't there any way that I can tell if Sapphire put an overdose of sleeping pills in the coffee I drinks at night?
Yep, there's one way. By giving yourself the sleeping pill test at bedtime. The sleeping pill test.
The sleeping pill test?
Yes, indeed. You set the alarm for 8 o'clock the next morning. And if you don't wake up to shut it off, you done flunked the test.
See what you mean there. Well, is there anything else I got to guard against with Sapphire?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Your apartment's on the 4th floor. It's up high, way up high. So stay away from the windows. Stay away from the windows or she'll liable to push you out.
Push me out, huh?
Sure, that's right. Watch out. She's going to call you over to the window and tell you to look down at the scenery. Look down at the scenery. Then one push, the first thing you know, you've become part of it.
Well, look here, I see where I'm going to have to be wide awake every minute.
And to be on the safe side, Kingfish, my advice to you is to get yourself a bodyguard. A bodyguard, somebody that'll stay with you all the time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll speak to one of the boys about that.
Yeah, and be on your guard all the time, because this whole case comes under jurisdiction of Department of Public Works. Department of Public Works.
Department of Public Works? How you figure that?
Because Sapphire's going to get you up in the department away from the public and give you the works. That's Department of Public Works, Bobby. Yeah,
A Rinso whitewash.
With ease.
A Rinso bright wash.
With safety.
Is it any wonder that women here, there, everywhere are singing?
Rinso white.
For a wash that's white as it can be. Rinso white.
B-R-I-G-H-T.
Yes, Rinso keeps your colors bright. Get off more dirt for a wash so white. Here's great advice, you can't go wrong.
Rinso white.
Rinso white. Happy little wash day song.
It's an easy, happy wash day when you've got Rinso helping. Rinso's soapy, rich suds get out stubborn dirt fast. As little as a 5-minute run per load in your washer gives you a wash that's really clean. No wonder Rinso is the only soap recommended by the makers of 33 leading washers, including the famous Norge. Remember, the makers of washing machines are still producing war materials, so take good care of your Norge. Don't overload it, lubricate it regularly, and team it with soapy-rich Rinso for a happy wash day. You'll get a Rinso whitewash.
With ease.
A Rinso bright wash.
With safety.
Hello, Shorty. I just thought I'd drop in to see you.
Yeah, hi, Kingfish. I'm glad you did.
You know, Shorty, I've been thinking. You was one of my best friends, and I ain't never had you over to my house for supper or to spend the night.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and living alone and cooking for yourself like you does, I was thinking that maybe you ain't gonna have much of a supper tonight.
I was gonna cook myself a wonderful meal tonight. Yeah, I'm going out and buy a big steak. I'm gonna buy a 2-rib roast beef. I'm gonna buy a mess of pork. Maybe I'll get me a big porterhouse. No points.
Well, now, in that case, Shorty, I want you to come over with me now and have a real supper. My wife will be glad to have you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kingfish, but I can't tonight. No, I got an appointment at the Red Cross in a little while to give me half a pint of blood.
A half a pint? I thought each person's quota was a pint.
It is, but they decided I ain't good for that kind of production. But I could come to supper tomorrow night, though.
Look here, now, wait a minute, Shorty. Tonight's the night that I need you, and it's a matter of life and death. Oh, I might as well confess the whole thing to you, Shorty. I got a reason to believe that my wife is out to murder me.
Yeah, well, that's not...
Yeah, well, now, that's right, Shorty. My wife is out to murder me, and I need a bodyguard. And if I can get you sticking with me as a bodyguard, my wife ain't gonna try nothing.
That's what you say. But I know there were cases where a man hired a bodyguard to keep from getting killed. By mistake, they killed the poor bodyguard.
My goodness. What did the man do?
What could he do? He apologized.
Shorty, look here. I guarantee you that Sapphire ain't the type that makes mistakes. Now, if anybody gets killed, it's going to be me. But with you around, nobody gonna get killed.
That ain't true. With me around the scene of the crime, I'd rather get murdered along with you.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, don't be silly, Shorty. How could that happen?
I don't know. She's liable to make me the accessory after the corpse.
Oh, Shorty, listen to me, will you? Does you know what you was doing? You was turning me down when I need you the most, Shorty. That's what you're doing, Shorty.
Kingfish, you just put it on the basis that makes it hard to refuse.
What do you mean, Shorty?
Who could turn down a man that's in such trouble? Who could refuse to help a man that's like... Who could turn down a friend that's in need? Who could refuse to be a bodyguard of a man that's going to be murdered? Who? Me.
Now, wait a minute, Kingfish. Wait a minute. Before you open the door to your apartment, I ain't sure I want to be your bodyguard.
Well, now, look here, Andy. With you around, I sure Sapphire ain't going to murder me. Now, I promise you I'll give you $5 if you'll stay with me.
Yeah, well, listen, Kingfish, I told you before, I don't want no money. I'm helping you as a friend. I don't want to make no money or nothing like this. Come on, let's go in.
Yeah, let's open the door easy. Look, there's Sapphire.
Yeah, she sure don't look like no female murderer.
Oh, hello,
George. Hello, Andy. I didn't hear you two come in.
Hello, Sapphire.
Hiya, Sapphire.
Well, supper's all ready. Say, ain't it kind of stuffy in here? Excuse me while I open the window.
There comes the pushing out of the window system. She ought to murder me, all right. Stick close to me, Andy.
Oh, George, come over here and look out the window. There's the most beautiful sunset.
Oh, Kingfish.
Just look at that sunset, George. Say, you two boys sure have got chummy.
What you mean?
With your arms around each other.
Yeah. I didn't notice that. Must have done it unconscious.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, as long as we got our arms around each other, and there ain't no point to us to go to all the trouble of taking them away.
Oh, yeah. There'll be a lot of bother.
George, take a good look. You'll never get to see another sunset like this.
Hold me tighter, Andy.
Well, I guess we might as well start supper. If you two boys can break away from each other long enough. I'll see if everything's on the table.
Supper. Pushing us out of the window didn't work, so now comes the poison.
Yeah, I know.
Well, sit down, boys. I got a delicious beef stew here. Well, don't stand there. Sit down.
Okay, sitting down. Yeah, sitting down, yeah.
Pass me your plate, Andy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, but I don't want no beef stew, Sapphire. I forgot to tell you, I just has become a vegetarian.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll just give you some vegetables.
Yeah, but I don't like vegetables. I never eat them.
Well, how can you be a vegetarian if you don't eat vegetables?
Well, it ain't easy, I'll tell you that.
Oh, you just talking silly. Come on, here's some nice beef stew. Now, George, you give me your plate.
No, honey, no. Just tonight, I ain't feeling very beef stewy. Tell you what, though, if you've got an unopened loaf of bread, I'll just have a slice of that with some ketchup on it from an unopened bottle of ketchup if you got it.
Yeah, me too. I'm crazy about unopened ketchup on unopened bread.
I don't understand you two. How about some coffee, Andy?
No thanks, Sapphire. I'm afraid it'll keep me awake.
What about you, George?
No thanks, honey. I'm afraid it'll put me to sleep.
Say, what's going on here? You two is certainly acting awful queer. Now tell me what it is, George, because you've been looking at me funny ever since you first walked in here.
Yeah,
what's wrong?
Well, now look here. You know very well what's wrong. It's that insurance scheme that you done cooked up. I was wise to that awful thing that you has done planned.
Awful thing? What is you talking about? Why, I think it's awful nice and sentimental of me to spend 20 years paying up an insurance policy for $500 and arranging for us to spend a second honeymoon in Georgia on part of the money.
Look, all I know is, Sapphire, would you mind repeating that? My left ear has been jamming up on me here lately. I ain't hear it.
Yeah, well, it's all right, Kingfish. I done hear it, too.
Oh, me, Sapphire. I don't know how to apologize to you for thinking what I've been thinking.
Well, what do you mean, George?
Well, when I come here home after seeing that movie Double Indemnity, and I noticed the insurance policy on my life and the train reservations laying on the desk, I done figured right away that it was going to be just like Double Indemnity.
Yeah, he thought you was out to murder him for the money and then go to Georgia with that fellow that left the cigar in the ashtray.
Oh, the insurance man.
Yeah.
Oh, George, how could you ever think that I would do a thing like that?
Yeah, well, now, to tell you the truth, honey, I wasn't the only one. Henry Van Porter thought that you might do it, and even Gabby. Matter of fact, Andy here was the only one of all the people that I spoke to that felt all along that you wasn't the type that would commit murder.
Oh, yeah, I was 100% sure there was nothing to the whole thing.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Andy. You're a real friend.
You said it.
George, come on in the other room for a minute. I want to show you train reservations and everything. Excuse us, Andy.
Yeah, sure. Can I use your phone?
Go ahead, son. Come on here, Sapphire. Oh, Sapphire.
That's the way it go. Funny how things work out. Hello, Frank. This is Andy Brown. Do me a favor, will you? Yeah. Cancel that insurance policy I took out on the Kingfish an hour ago.
That was quite an experience for the old Kingfish, but he never seems to learn. But there are easy ways to learn. One way is by taking advice from an expert, and that's where Harlow Wilcox comes in.
Lady, you'll whistle your way through wash day with Soapy Rich Rinso on the job. Rinso gets out stubborn dirt fast, gives you a wash that'll dazzle the neighbors. White pieces all come Rinso White, and your pretty washable colors come sparkling Rinso Bright. You can't beat Rinso for results. And that goes for house cleaning results, too. Rinso does a swell job on everything from tracked-up floors to splattered mirrors. Let those Soapy Rich suds help you zip through your spring cleaning. Try Rinso soon.
And ladies, if you need convincing about that being good advice, all you have to do is to just try Rinso. Night.
Good night, folks.
Be sure to be with us next Friday evening at this same time when the makers of Rinso will again present the Amos and Andy Show. Next week, Andy receives exciting news about a birthday present from his nephew overseas, which he and the Kingfish believe will make them rich. Don't miss their wonderful plans for spending the new fortune. The Amos and Andy Show is broadcast to our fighting men all over the world through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. This is Harlow Wilcox saying good night to all of you from all of us.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. Most school teachers try to cooperate with their principals, and our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, is no exception. But with her principal, Osgood Conklin, it isn't always easy.
Last Monday, for instance, he instituted his wake-up plan, a series of early morning calisthenics for the faculty. Attendance, of course, was purely voluntary. You could either show up in the morning or make up your mind to live on relatives for a while. Mr. Conklin started the exercises to combat the restlessness that seems to come with spring. I wouldn't know about that, though, because I missed the first 3 sessions. That's why I slept in the other twin bed in Mrs. Davis's room on Wednesday night. She's my landlady and pretty absent-minded about most things, but she promised to wake me promptly at 7. We retired about 10 p.m., and I fell asleep almost at once.
Connie. Oh, Connie, are you asleep? Are you asleep, Connie?
Huh? Oh, what is it? What's the matter?
Nothing, dear, but if you're going to get up earlier than usual, you need all the rest you can get. I'm glad you were sleeping so soundly, and it's only 11 o'clock.
Oh, great. I'm way ahead. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll take up where I left off.
All right, Connie. Oh, Connie. Connie?
Huh?
Now, don't worry about anything. I mean, I slept all day yesterday, so I'll probably be wide awake in plenty of time to get you up in the morning.
Thanks, Mrs. Davis. Ooh, that's nice to know. Gives me a real feeling of security. Good night.
I hope you get enough sleep. Osgood Conklin has a lot of nerve asking his teachers to get to the gym a half hour earlier. Why, he isn't even there for the calisthenics. Makes me mad. If up to you, Connie, I wouldn't go. Do you hear me, Connie? Connie, are you awake?
No, Mrs. Davis, I'm fast asleep.
Good. That's a lot better for you than a lot of idle conversation at this time of night.
You're so right. Good night.
Good night, dear. Oh, dear, there goes the phone. At least I think it's the phone. Our front door has a buzzer. Or is it a bell? No, that's the phone, all right. Connie. Connie! Daddy, are you up?
Yes, Mrs. Davis, I'm up.
Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping you were asleep. But as long as you're up, would you mind answering the phone?
Not at all. It's right on my way. Hello?
Hello, Miss Brooks. This is Harriet Conklin. Did I wake you, Miss Brooks?
You collaborated, Harriet, but that's all right. I've been sleeping like a log since 11 o'clock. What time is it now?
2 minutes after.
Shame on me. I should have been up seconds ago.
I'm only calling in case Walter Denton didn't, did he?
No, dear, Denton didn't. But what was he supposed to call about?
About Daddy taking over the faculty calisthenics class personally tomorrow morning. Daddy's in bed now, and this is the first chance I got to check on it. I knew Walter'd forget.
Could you speak a little louder, Harriet?
No, Miss Brooks. I don't want Daddy to wake up. Just see that you get to school a half hour ahead of the usual time, because Daddy is really going
Harriet, to whom are you talking at this unearthly hour?
Oh, it's nobody, Daddy.
Thanks.
I'm afraid he's getting out of bed, Miss Brooks.
For heaven's sake, stop saying Miss Brooks. He's mad enough now to chew up the telephone. Besides, he's been barking at me like a bloodhound all week, and I don't feel like listening to any more of it. Just tell him it was the wrong number, Harriet. You understand?
I understand perfectly, Miss Brooks.
Mr. Conklin. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I must have dialed the wrong number by mistake.
You always make calls in the middle of the night, Miss Brooks. No wonder you can never drag yourself down to school on time.
But, Mr. Conklin,
I suggest that you curtail the remainder of your nocturnal social calls, Miss Brooks, and hit the sack at once.
Aye, aye, sir.
And Miss Brooks.
Yes?
Oh, now, what in the world can that be? Connie's just fallen asleep. Must be the phone again. It's after midnight. Yes, it's the phone beyond the shadow of a doubt.
You've convinced me, Mrs. Davis. Don't go away, Morpheus. Hello?
Hello, Miss Brooks. This is Walter Denton. I presume I woke you up, huh?
You're a grand presumer, Walter. I didn't fall asleep until 12 o'clock. What time is it now?
2 minutes after.
Well, adding those 2 minutes to the 2 I slept before Harriet called, I've accumulated a giant sleep jackpot of 4 minutes. If you don't mind, I'd like to be a sport and try for 8.
I just woke up too, Miss Brooks, and I remembered that Harriet wanted me to call and say that I... Gee, I'm sleepy. Harriet wanted me to say...
that her father is setting a little trap in the morning by taking over the calisthenics himself and to be sure and get to school promptly.
Gee, thanks for warning me, Miss Brooks.
That was the least I could do.
Connie, I'm worried about you. The telephone kept you up half the night.
Well, the kids were just trying to be helpful. Let's see now. I'm sure Mr. Boynton knows nothing about this trap.
What trap?
The one Mr. Conklin has set. It's terribly late, but I wouldn't sleep a wink if I didn't warn him. I'd better give him a ring. Oh, I'm sure knocked out.
Oh, here, Connie, let me dial the number for you.
Thanks.
Your poor eyes look like they're ready to fall out of your poor head. There you are, Connie.
Thanks, Mrs. Davis. Hello, Mr. Boynton? I'm terribly sorry to disturb you, but I know you'll forgive me when I tell you about the trap that's been set by that old devil Conklin. Hello? Is this Mr. Boynton?
No.
Then who is it?
It's that old devil Conklin. And if you'll just control that dial-happy finger of yours for a minute, I'd like to tuck my cloven tootsies back into bed.
Nighty-night, Mr. Conklin. Anything wrong, Connie?
Oh, no, Mrs. Davis, you fixed me up fine. Look, I'd better forget about Mr. Boynton for tonight and try to relax for a little while anyway.
That's right, dear. You've only got a few hours left to sleep. Here, why don't you take a couple of these aspirin tablets? There's some water right by the bed here.
Thanks, Mrs. Davis. I think I will. Oh, now I ought to pop off in no time.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you will, dear. Oh, my, I forgot. Those tablets in that aspirin box.
What's the matter, Mrs. Davis?
They're not aspirin. They were the pills the vet prescribed for our cat Minerva. It made me sleep the time she was so nervous, remember? When the goldfish bit her paw. I put them in an empty aspirin box. Connie. Connie! Connie! Oh, well, sleep is sleep, I guess. Even if it's only a catnap. Connie, get up.
What? Oh, well, here we go again. Who's on the phone now?
Nobody. But I'm afraid I dozed off, too. It's 10 a.m.
Oh, I guess I'd better be thinking 10 a.m. Mrs. Davis, hand me my clothes. I've got to get out of here.
Now, don't get panicky, dear. I'll make some coffee for you first. Give me a match, and I'll go down and turn on the gas.
Never mind the match, Mrs. Davis. Just turn on the gas.
Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Here's wonderful news, ladies. Wonderful, wonderful news. Now there's something thrillingly new in Palmolive Soap's famous beauty lather. Yes, something thrillingly new. Palmolive's famous beauty lather now brings you new fragrance, new charm, new allure.
Millions of women will prefer Beauty Lather Palmolive over all other leading toilet soaps the minute they try it. The Palmolive Soap's famous Beauty Lather now has a new, clean, flower-fresh fragrance for new allure, new charm.
So, ladies, forget all other beauty care and use Palmolive soap the way doctors advise for a lovelier complexion. Just stop improper cleansing and instead wash your face with Palmolive soap 3 times a day, massaging Palmolive's wonderful beauty lather onto your skin for 60 seconds each time to get its full beautifying effect. Then rinse. That's all. All types of skin, young, older, oily, respond to it quickly. Don't wait another day to try Palmolive's Beauty Lather. You'll be thrilled by its new fragrance, new charm, new allure. Thrilled again by the fresher, brighter complexion doctors prove may soon be yours.
For new loveliness all over, use big bath-size Palmolive in tub or shower.
I rushed down to school as fast as I could, with my alibi, the aspirin box containing Minerva's pills, clutched in my hot little hand. I made right for Mr. Conklin's office, figuring I might as well grab the bull by the horns. Sure enough, when I got there, the bull was pawing the rug in front of his desk.
Come in.
It's me, Mr. Conklin.
Ah, so it is. Good afternoon, sleepyhead.
I'd like to explain, Mr. Conklin.
The Sandman worked overtime, eh?
Well, yes, sir, but...
What's the idea?
It's all my fault, Mr. Conklin. I took one of these pills about 3 o'clock, and I didn't realize they were so powerful.
Powerful? That's just a box of aspirin.
Yes, sir. It's an aspirin box, all right, but the pills...
Put that box on my desk and sit down, Miss Brooks.
But Mr.
Put it down! Now, I realize, Miss Brooks, that I can't punish you for missing the voluntary calisthenics, but I can punish you for missing your morning classes.
Yes, sir.
And I've hit upon a splendid method of giving you, if I may borrow an expression from the undergraduate body, your lumps.
Well, lump away, Mr. Conklin.
Your 6th period has always been a free one, hasn't it?
Well, yes, sir, but I've always...
I know you have, but now you won't. As you know, Mr. Boynton is coaching the baseball team this year, and so I've decided to let him concentrate on that during his 6th period, while you, Miss Brooks, will take over his biology class.
Biology class? Oh, but Mr. Conklin, I don't know enough about
biology. You
needn't
worry about picking up the rudiments of biology, Miss Brooks. From the look I've seen in your eye when Mr. Boynton passes, you're great bird and bee material. Now, the next step in your punishment...
There's more?
Oh, yes. I'm going to report your delinquency to Mr. Gleason of the Board of Education. He's due here at any moment to inspect the result of the Conklin wake-up plan.
But, Mr. Conklin, it was an accident. You don't have to report me to Mr. Gleason.
Ah, but I do, Miss Brooks. You see, Mr. Gleason was almost made principal of Madison before I received the appointment. If I fail to report your absence this morning and Gleason finds out about it, he'll tear me limb from limb.
I'd be happy to sell tickets. alibi for being late, Mr. Conklin. I hadn't slept all night, and those pills are...
You forget, Miss Brooks, thanks to your flair for telephoning, I was no Rip Van Winkle last night myself. But even so, I got here promptly at 7:30 and personally directed the faculty in a healthful, stimulating series of exercises. We did back bends, push-ups, knee squats, cartwheels.
No wonder you look so tired.
I am not tired, Miss Brooks. And what's more, I very rarely get tired. When the board appointed me principal, they knew very well that Madison was getting a man of boundless energy and determination. Gentlemen, I told them in my acceptance speech, from now on, Madison is my ship, and as its captain, I'll try to steer a true course on the stormy seas of
Mr. Conklin. Oh, great. The captain's asleep in the deep. Oh, well, maybe if I leave him alone for a while, he'll forget about my punishment. Oh, it's Mr. Gleason.
Hello, Miss Brooks.
I suppose you've come to see Mr. Conklin.
That's right. I'm here to inspect the results, if any, of his so-called wake-up plan.
Oh, but you can't go in now. I think Mr. Conklin slipped out for a few minutes. He left orders not to...
Orders? Conklin takes orders from the board. Now, step aside. I'm going in. Well.
Captain. Captain. Man overboard, Captain.
I've been waiting for an opportunity like this for years. I'll just make a little call to Mr. Stone, president of the board, and ask him to come over. I want him to see with his own eyes old boundless energy asleep at the switch.
Oh, but Mr. Gleason, that isn't a very nice thing to do. Oh.
That'll be all, Miss Brooks. I'm ordering you to leave this office at once.
Very well, sir, but I'll be back in a little while to fix the hole in the ceiling.
Oh, there's no hole in the ceiling?
No, but there will be when Mr. Conklin wakes up and sees you sitting there. That's it, Mr. Boynton. I've got to take over your 6th period biology class. And what I know about biology can't even be seen under a microscope.
Oh, but that isn't fair treatment at all, especially for somebody like you. After all, you've done a lot for this school.
It isn't the school I'm mad at. It's the principal of the thing. He probably had some other clever penalties planned for me, too. But luckily, he dozed off in the middle of a compound sentence.
Then he's actually in his office sleeping like a baby?
That's right, like a big, fat, grouchy baby with a mustache.
Now, I guess those calisthenics knocked him out. Honestly, Miss Brooks, ever since he started that wake-up plan, I've been dog-tired. I guess I'm in pretty bad shape.
You can't knock it to me, Mr. Boynton.
Mr. Boynton. Hiya, Miss Brooks.
Hello, Walter.
How did things work out with Daddy, Miss Brooks?
Oh, just dandy, Harriet. He's building the scaffold for me now. I better run along and enjoy my last free period for a while, Mr. Boynton.
Oh, please don't go. If you're going to take this class over next week, you'd better study my methods of teaching. Don't you think you might get some ideas just by watching me?
I always have. Oh, you mean about teaching biology? Well, if you're sure you don't mind.
Oh, not at all. Now, come to order, class. We have a guest today, students. Miss Brooks will join our class as sort of honorary pupil. Now then, if you'll just sit down at that desk, Miss Brooks, we'll proceed with the class. First, I want someone to define the cellular structure of the Cerathula johnsoni.
The Cerathula who?
Well, who's going to answer?
I nominate our honorary pupil, Miss Brooks. I second the nomination.
Well, you seem to have been elected, Miss Brooks.
I do not choose to run, Mr. Boynton.
Oh, come on, Miss Brooks. Don't hold back. Everybody knows you're the smartest teacher in the whole school.
I'm not seeking a lengthy definition, Miss Brooks. Just tell us about the structure of the Cerathula johnsoni, which, as you know very well, is the technical term for the horned tree frog.
The horned tree frog? Oh, naturally. Well, the Cerathula johnsoni is actually a horned tree frog named Johnson. And, it's a noun, frog, from the Anglo-Saxon frogga, frogiste, frogamente, frogaroony.
Yes, but as regards the structure, Miss Brooks.
The structure. Yes. Well, in the structure of a sentence, the horned tree frog may be used in the forms of either subject or object, such as the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy horned tree frog, or the lazy horned tree frog jumped over the quick brown fox.
Yes. In other words, Miss Brooks, you're telling us that the horned tree frog, unlike most silentia, forms a secondary deposit of bone in the deeper dermal tissues and may produce ankylosed encrustations akin to tryprion and ternohyla.
Mr. Boynton, you took the words right out of my subclavian epiglottis.
You did very well, Miss Brooks. And now, class, who will define Leptodactylus pentadactylus?
Mr. Boynton, I nominate our...
Walter! Where are your manners? Didn't you see I had my hand raised first?
Oh, I didn't notice your hand was raised. Well, that's fine. You may go right ahead, Miss Brooks.
Thank you. See you later, Mr. Boynton.
What a racket. That Conklin has snored me into a splitting headache. Ah, just wait till Mr. Stone arrives, you old foghorn. Madison may have a new principal after all. It's a good thing he's not outdoors. He'd have every dog in town around him. Mr. Stone had better get here soon. My head will split wide open if I have to listen to him. Well, what's this on Conklin's desk? Just what I need for my headache. A box of aspirin.
Well, it's the end of another school day, Miss Brooks.
Not for me, Mr. Boynton. By now, our beloved principal must have told Mr. Gleason all about my missing this morning's classes. He's probably got a dandy lecture all ready for me.
I hope he doesn't take too long about it. I'm dog tired from those calisthenics. Oh, here's his office. Here, let me open the door for you.
Well, what do you know? Mr. Conklin has a guest in his dream house.
Well, that's Mr. Gleason, isn't it?
Yes, he's inspecting the wake-up plan.
Hey, look out the window, Miss Brooks. Isn't that Mr. Stone, president of the board, coming up the front steps?
Let's see. Yeah, that's him, all right. Oh, we've got to do something, Mr. Boynton. I can't let even Mr. Conklin get caught in a trap like this. Quick, Mr. Boynton, you go out and try to delay Mr. Stone. I'll take charge in here.
All right.
Mr. Conklin. Mr. Conklin, wake up, Mr. Conklin. Wake up.
Oh, yes, Miss Brooks. As I was saying, Madison High is my ship. As it's captain.
Lower your sails, matey.
5 minutes past 3. Miss Brooks, what happened to today? And what does Gleason mean by falling asleep in my office?
He must have dozed off waiting for you to wake up.
He caught me sleeping on the job? Great Scott, I'll be drummed out of Madison if Mr. Stone gets wind of this.
Well, it won't take a very big wind, either. He's out in the hall now.
Oh, what? What'll I do? Miss Brooks, you've got to help me. You've got to think of me now, not as your principal, but as your friend. A friend who is drowning.
I can only throw you a lifesaver. It's up to you to chew it well.
Conklin, are you in there?
Oh, no.
Just a minute, Mr. Stone. Quick, Mr. Conklin, get into your inner office and act as if you're busy.
All right, Miss Brooks. All this excitement has given me a terrible headache. I'll take this box of aspirin with me.
Oh, but Mr. Conklin, Oh, great. Well, it seems only fair that I wake up Mr. Gleason before Mr. Stone.
What's going on in here? Oh, hello, Miss Brooks.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Stone? This is Mr. Gleason, Mr. Stone. Mr. Stone, Mr. Gleason.
Mr. Gleason. And I thought he was one of the board's most industrious members. This has certainly opened my eyes.
Now all we have to do is get Mr. Gleason's open.
Wake up, Gleason. Wake up, you hear?
Please, just give me 5 minutes more, dear.
Mr. Gleason!
What? Oh, my goodness.
I must have dozed off, Mr. Stone. Believe me, sir, I have no idea how it happened. When I arrived here shortly after noon, I found Mr. Conklin asleep behind his desk.
Is this true, Miss Brooks?
Well, the last I saw of Mr. Conklin, he was quite busy in his inner office. Things were really jumping. In fact, running and jumping.
You hear that, Gleason? You must have been dreaming. Why, Flash Conklin and I played football together, and I never knew up and Adam Osgood to be anything but on his toes.
He's right in his office, sir. Here, I'll open the door for you. Happy New Year.
See, Mr. Stone, that's just how I found him before, during lunch hour.
Oh, Mr. Stone, he must have taken a couple of Minerva's pills. I tried to stop him, but he...
What are you talking about, Miss Brooks? Who's Minerva?
Mr. Conklin, wake up, Mr. Conklin.
Where's my ball of yarn? Huh? What's the matter? Where am I? Why, hello, Mr. Stone.
I'm amazed, Osgood. First, Mr. Gleason finds you sleeping in your office during lunch hour, and now this. Explain yourself.
Miss Brooks, explain myself.
Well, Mr. Stone, there is nothing in the board's rules that governs the actions of the faculty either during lunch hour or after the school day officially ends at 3 p.m. Since it is now well past that time, your board holds no jurisdiction over Mr. Conklin whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Now, Mr. Stone, there's no apology necessary. If you and Mr. Gleason will just...
But not so fast, Mr. Conklin. Wasn't there something else you wanted to report to the board?
Yes, Osgood. What did you want to report?
Wasn't it about canceling your wake-up plan for the faculty, Mr. Conklin?
Oh, yes. That's it. I find that calisthenics tend to make my teachers altogether too listless. Very bad, calling the whole thing off. Now, as I see it, we could... Miss Brooks, what are you hanging around for?
Well, I just thought I'd
This discussion does not concern you in the least. Run along.
Yes, sir. Goodbye, Mr. Conklin.
Goodbye. Bless you, my dear.
Well, you can walk me home now, Mr. Boynton. Everything worked out fine. Mr. Boynton, you can get up from that chair now. Well, I might as well make it unanimous. Good night, all.
Our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Only Luster Cream brings you Kay Daumit's magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Luster Cream, not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen. Soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos, or permanent. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo and be a
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, I finally got home, and that evening I was telling Mrs. Davis about the events of the day when I received a rather distressing phone call. It concluded with my saying, "Now, don't you worry, Mrs. Conklin. I'll get that information and call you right back." Mrs. Davis?
Yes, honey?
What's the name of the vet who prescribed those pills for Minerva? We've got to get an antidote immediately.
An antidote? But why, Connie?
Mr. Conklin just finished dinner, and he's under the piano licking his paws.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch. Mr. Boynton is played by Jeff Chandler, Mr. Conklin by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Trenner, Gloria McMillan, Ed Begley, and Earl Ross. Men, do you shave with a lather or brushless shave cream? Palmolive shaving cream comes both ways, and whichever way you prefer to shave, you'll find that using either Palmolive brushless or Palmolive lather shaving cream can bring you more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Here's the proof. 2,548 men tried the new Palmolive way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they had shaved before, 3 out of 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Get Palmolive Brushless or Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream today. For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North, the exciting, fun-packed adventures of an amateur detective and his beautiful wife. Tune in Tuesday evenings over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks.
Are you a young man who wants free training for a good job that pays well? Then you'll be wise to inquire about enlisting in the United States Armed Forces. Today, America is building the largest, best-trained, best-educated peacetime army in its history. And to make sure it's the best, thousands of young servicemen are being carefully trained to be skilled experts in many fields. This could be your chance of a lifetime. Inquire at your nearest recruiting station.
Stay tuned now for Life is Luigi, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
A pack of Avalon cigarettes, please.
Yes, sir. Just a moment, sir. Don't forget your change. You'd never guess, but Avalon's cost you less.
So why not always travel on with
Good evening, friends. Good evening. This is Del King saying welcome to Avalon Time with Curt, Massy, Edna Stillwell, Jeanette, the Avalon Chorus, Bob Strong and his orchestra, and Red Skelton. The orchestra opens the program with Come Slug. When you buy your first pack of Avalon cigarettes, remember this. Your judgment is backed by millions of other smokers. Yes, millions of people have switched to Avalons because they're something entirely new and better. They're quality cigarettes that cost less, 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular price brands. And 3 to 5 cents means a saving of 20 to 33.33%. Not just on one pack, mind you, but on your total cigarette purchases. But without knowing, you'd never guess Avalon's cost you less. They're union-made from the world's finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos, blended to perfection. Truly, ladies and gentlemen, Avalons are an exceptional cigarette. Why not give them a trial tonight? And now we bring you the only man in radio who celebrated an inexpensive 4th of July by shooting off his mouth, Red Skelton.
Thank you very, very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Say, just think of it, Del. 163 years ago, men and women were fighting side by side for freedom.
Oh, that's right, Red, and they're still fighting side by side for freedom in Reno.
Oh, but I feel great tonight. I'm a little tired, though, from the picnic we had over the 4th. We found a lovely spot for a picnic, not a single ant. They were all married and had large families. You know, the funny thing about those little ants, they lay 1,000 eggs a day. Of course, I don't do bad myself. We had a lot of fun. We went out to a place called No Man's Land. No wonder they call it No Man's Land. The mosquitoes ate me, the ants ate the food, and the termites ate the basket. These mosquitoes are really bad out there, though. I got me a spray can, but it didn't do any good. One mosquito looked at me and he says, "Shoot the flick to me, John boy." They say only the female mosquito bites. Well, the one that bit me while I was tying my shoe was no lady. Miss Stillwell baked a pie. Oh, boy, what a pie she baked, too. She had the top crust riveted on the bottom crust. Somebody must have told her I bolted my food. My uncle came along. He made some lemonade for us. He makes lemonade different from other people, though. Instead of using lemons and water, he uses olives and gin. Look at what a guy. He married a scrub woman so he'd have a bucket to carry beer in. He calls his lemonade the Firecracker Punch. You're no good after the fourth. Well, I think I've been out here long enough, so I'll turn the works over to Bob Strong and the White Sail. Hit it, fella.
The songstress, our own lovely Jeanette. The song, Stairway to the Stars.
Let's build a stairway to the stars and climb that stairway to the stars with love beside us. Fill the night with a song. yonder where the blue begins, the moon will guide us as we go drifting along. Can't we sail away on a lazy daisy pedal over the rim of the hill? Can't we sail away on a little dream and settle high on the crest of a thrill? Let's build a stairway to the stars, a lovely stairway to the stars. It would be heaven to fly to heaven with you. It would be heaven to climb to heaven with you.
Bob Strong said he was in a whirl when he made the arrangement, so please forgive him if you're in a whirl after you hear it. The girlfriend of the whirling dervish.
Tuned in late, folks. That was Bob Strong and the boys executing a neat arrangement of the girlfriend of the whirling dervish. Last week I made an arrangement for the boys, and they wanted to execute me. Say, what was wrong with my arrangement, Bob?
Oh, it was all right, Red, except for one thing.
What was that?
Well, you wrote in a part for a shoehorn.
Well, sure, I put a shoehorn in. That gives the music a little soul.
That's good, Skeleton. Soul music from a heel.
That's Roger, the fiddle player. I should have said violin player with an accent on the viol.
Say, Red, are you trying to be a musician again?
Sure. You may not believe this, Del, but I once led my own orchestra.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about that.
You did?
Yes, and I also heard that you murdered so many symphonies, folks started calling your baton a crime club.
Well, let's forget about music and talk about me.
From symphonies to phony sims.
Just keep it up, Roger. Just keep it up. That guy's getting more like Bob Strong every day.
Oh, I think maybe you're just a little jealous of Bob Strong, Red, because, you know why? Because you think he's playing up to Edna.
But me jealous of Bob Strong? Go on. What's he got that I ain't got?
The courage to look in a mirror.
Hi, Edna. I suppose you think I don't have any good looks.
Well, not since they moved that nudist camp.
Honest, Del, the only thing I got against Bob Strong's that fiddle player. You know what? I think he hired him to make a monkey out of me.
I ain't been here that long.
I'm a monkey, huh?
Turn around, will you?
What for?
Let's see if you got a tail.
I got to do something about that guy.
Oh, don't bother about him, Red. It's too hot to argue. It's scorching.
You know, it is awful hot today. No fooling. It was so hot my little dog was running around without his pants.
Uh-oh. Now you're getting into the popcorn.
Say, how do you... I have to laugh. I know what's coming. How do you like the hot weather, isn't it?
That sun's terrible.
Yeah?
Why, I was feeding some birds on my windowsill, and what I thought was a robin redbreast turned out to be a sunburned pigeon.
Yeah. Say, how would you like to go out there? That must be the mailman. Come in. Well, are you a mailman?
Well, I ain't the Shetland Pony Express.
Well, Hercules, a letter carrier.
Oh, goodness me, yes, Mr. Skelton. And you know, it's just Jim Dandy working for Jim Farley.
Say, I'll bet it's awful walking around in the street in this hot weather, isn't it, Herky?
Oh, heavens, yes. Why, every time I take a step, the sidewalk gives me the hot foot. And you don't know what it is, Mr. Skelton, standing all day over a couple of hot dogs. How do you like my snarky gray uniform, Miss Stillwell?
It looks fine, Herky, except that it's a little bit faded.
Well, that's my mom for you. She scrubbed it and scrubbed it. She thought it was tattletale gray. But my girl loves it. Oh, and she loves to have me wear my uniform on my day off.
Say, Herky, what does a mailman do on his day off? Go for a long walk?
No, I play post office. Well, here's a letter for you, Mr. Skelton.
Oh, thanks a lot.
I gotta go now. I gotta go over to the dead letter office and embalm some mail.
Good old Herky. I wonder what this letter says. Let's see. It says, it's a bill for the suit I got on.
Oh, I see. New lightweight suit, eh?
Yeah, how do you like it, Del? Do you like the material?
Sure. You look good in that seersucker.
Now, that guy's starting again.
By the way, Red, what material is that suit? Is it tropical worsted?
No, that's a tropical herringbone. $90, 14 pair of pants, and a radio with it. Herringbone, though. My uncle bought it while he was pickled.
Herringbone, eh, Red? Well, listen, the herring was a little round-shouldered.
Don't you like it?
A moth with any pride wouldn't go near it.
What's going on around here? Why don't you be good, Rogers? I was going to buy you a new suit.
Yeah?
Yeah, a double-breasted straitjacket. Well, Professor Tommy Mack, my voice instructor. Say you're late. Where have you been?
I'm sorry I'm tardy, but I got caught in the traffic coming from the sanitarium.
Sanitarium? What were you doing at the sanitarium?
There's a new baby in our family.
Yeah? What is it, a boy or a girl?
I don't know yet, but they haven't put the clothes on it yet.
Well, are you ready to give me my third lesson in boy sculpture?
No, sweet. I just train out. There'll be no more instructions until I get some money.
Some what?
Money. M-O-N-E-Y. Haven't I received any?
Did you get my check? I mailed it Monday. Say, maybe it fell out of the mailbox.
Don't give me that wisdom of woes. If the check fell out of the mailbox, it would have bounced right back in again.
Well, personally, I don't think you've been doing me very much good with those lessons.
Don't be ridiculous. When I first started teaching you, you were so bashful you wouldn't talk to people. But when I get through with you, you'll be talking to yourself.
That's what I'm afraid of. Say, look, I don't even believe you're a professor. What college did you attend?
That place up in New Haven, Connecticut.
Connecticut? Oh, Yale.
What?
Yale. Yale!
You Yale, I'm calling us out there practically fast. Now, let's Mr. Scanlon, I'll have you understand I'm a professor of the...
Stallion? Skelton's my name.
Oh, I beg your pardon. But I want you to understand that I'm a professor at the first quarter.
Yeah, a big drip, eh?
What are you trying to do? Ridicule me or something? Why, my two sons are like a paste right in the push.
Now, wait a
I
minute.
wouldn't take that for Joe Louis. You think you're talking to one of your students?
Now, don't get excited.
Excited? Who's excited? I'm excited.
Professor Max. I think his name's Professor Whack. I don't know. It's making people think I don't pay my bills. Just for that, I won't send him the check. I'll fix him.
Skelton.
Oh, keep quiet.
Uh-oh. You'll smell the Chinese incense in a minute, folks. The punk is starting to burn.
Now, listen, Rogers. We're going to settle this once and for all. Come down off that bandstand. I'm going to throw your shoes out the window, and you're going to be in them.
Hey, now listen, Skelton. Can't you take a little ribbing?
Ribbon. All you do is call me a punk. Punk.
But it's all in fun. But if you don't like it, I won't call you a punk again.
You're just saying that.
Oh, no, Skelton. I mean it.
You call me a punk again
No,
before
honest, I won't.
Cross your heart?
Cross my heart and hope to die.
Okay, then. As long as you don't call me a punk, we'll be friends.
Okay, it's a deal. Let's forget the whole thing, eh?
Okay, fella. Now we're friends. Okay. At this time, Bob Strong and his orchestra...
Skelton.
Pardon me, folks. What is it, Roger, old boy?
Is it all right if I call you a rat?
Yeah. That's good.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce a new member of Avalon Time, a boy with a grand voice, Curt Massy. Well, after that fine reception, don't you think you ought to say something, Curt?
Well, thanks, everybody, and
with the Avalon Chorus, you're going to do your best with the popular ballad, If I Had My Way.
If I had my way here, forever there'd be a garden of roses for you and for me, 1,001 things, dear, I would do. Just for you. Just for you. Just for you. I build a garden of roses for you. If I had my way, we would never grow. And sunshine I'd bring every day. You would reign all alone, like a queen on a throne. If I had my like a queen on a throne. If I had my way. If I had
Friends, did you hear what old Lord Moneymore said about Avalon cigarettes? He said,
My word, this cigarette costs 3 to 5 cents, eh? Extraordinary.
And friends, Avalons are very extraordinary cigarettes. In fact, it's amazing that any cigarette with the superior quality of Avalons can be sold for 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular priced brands. Yes, that's what you get in union-made Avalons. Highest quality cigarettes at a worthwhile savings. So why not take advantage of it? And let me tell you, you like Avalon's smoother, milder taste and flavor made possible by a super blend of the finest Turkish and domestic tobaccos. Truly, you'd never guess Avalon's cost you less. 3 to 5 cents less per pack. Without a doubt, they're the biggest cigarette buy of today. So the next time, why don't you give Avalon's a trial?
Del, the pagan love song brings us to a close.
Yes, Red, and what do you say? Let's go out and have a bite to eat.
Oh, X-Well, I know a nice place. They serve half and half coffee. Half in a cup and half in a saucer. Say, would you like to go with us, Edna?
I can't go. I'm on a diet. The doctor told me to eat nothing but fruit with the skins on it.
Fruit with the skins on it?
Sure, that's good for you. Have you done it, Edna?
Yeah, but I had an awful time with that pineapple.
Good night, folks. See you next week.
Remember, friends, during the week when you ask for Avalon,
don't forget your change.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
yes, you'd never guess, but Avalon's cost only 10 cents, plus city or state tax. Be with us next Saturday evening at the same time when the Brown & Williamson Tobacco Corporation will again present Avalon Time. Del King speaking. Good night. Heard on this program was Tom's Love from Yokohama. Avalon Time has come to you from our Chicago studios and this is the National Broadcasting Company. WEAF, New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is tree. T-R-E-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
That's me, Groucho Marx. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples tonight. Penniman, who's first to try for it?
Well, just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a couple about to be married, Groucho. Mm-hmm. And here they come now. I'd like you to meet Beverly Eccles and Robert Reynaud. The fiancé is a police officer, and this is Beverly Eccles. Beverly, right here.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers, and if you say the secret word, you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Beverly Eccles? Is that
That's right.
You're a remarkably beautiful girl, Beverly. Huh?
Thank you.
You're not surprised at that compliment, are you?
Not exactly. Isn't
Pretty
that what they pay you for?
Huh? I beg your pardon.
I'm sorry, I just said, isn't that what they pay you for?
They pay me for you to be beautiful? That I don't follow at all, huh? It's a good thing your old man is a cop, huh? Robert Reynaud, what do you do on the police force, Bob?
I work for PIC.
And what does that mean?
Pedestrian and intersection control at traffic downtown.
I see. You're a police officer. Well, I'm pleased to meet you. You could put me in jail for that, you know. You know, pleased to meet you. What kind of work do you do, Beverly?
I'm a textbook clerk at Virgil Junior High School.
A textbook clerk?
That's right.
What does that consist of?
Well, I issue textbooks to the students.
And he issues summonses, huh? Do you have any little issues? No. So you two are going to be married, is that right, Bob?
That's right.
I don't know what fruit stand you swiped her from, but you certainly got a peach. How old are you, Bob?
23.
23, and you?
I'll be 19 next week.
You're getting mixed up with the law at a pretty early age, aren't you? Now, let's talk about your marriage. For example, Bob, how many children are you going to have?
Oh, I think 4 would be about right.
You want to walk the beat all day and all night, too, huh? How do you feel about 4 children, Beverly?
Oh, 2 will suit me fine.
Well, we'll try to get 2 to suit you and 4 to suit him. Now, Beverly, after you're married, suppose after you're married you're alone in the house at 3 o'clock in the morning and you hear somebody at the front door. Now, what would you do? Would you shoot him with Bob's revolver?
Oh, I'd look and see if it was Bob first.
And if it was Bob coming home at 3 in the morning, then you'd shoot him? Bob, what should Beverly do if she hears a noise in the middle of the night?
Call the police.
And what are you doing, hiding under the bed? Fine policeman, huh? Suppose she called the cops and they caught me. What would happen? Would I get the rubber hose?
No, we don't use those old-fashioned third-degree methods anymore. We use a little psychology.
Oh, you use psychology on me? Let's see you try. Now, what would you do?
Well, sir, with a few simple questions, we can iron this out without any trouble.
Mm-hmm. Such as what?
Well, I would like to know what you were doing in the vicinity of my home at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Why don't you go back to the chief's office and play canasta? I tell you what I was doing in your place at 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll shoot me. Well, you make a very nice couple, and I'm sure a policeman's lot will be a very happy one for both of you, Beverly. Now, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at $1,000. But before we start, I want you to listen to Fenneman. He has something particularly interesting to say.
Friends, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer knows that the best way to keep you as his customer is to treat you fairly and squarely every time. And as car owners from coast to coast know, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer also handles two really great cars. The brilliant DeSoto and the beautiful Plymouth. The new DeSoto is a smooth-riding beauty and so economical to operate. It steers with a touch as light as a feather. DeSoto is a safe car to operate, too. No car in America has bigger brakes. And, of course, DeSoto is the car that lets you drive without shifting. So, for comfort and reliability, for economy and safety, you can't beat the performance of the magnificent DeSoto. Be sure to drive a DeSoto before you decide on any car. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Look for those two great names linked together. DeSoto, Plymouth.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at the $1,000. Fenneman, explain the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question at the end of the show. Our other two couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
That clear? Okay. Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected comic strip artist. Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you try?
10.
10? What comic strip about an Irish couple does George McManus draw?
Jigs.
Maggie and Jigs is right.
And you're on your way. You have $30.
All right, remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, you've got $30. How much of the 30 will you try?
20.
20. What comic strip about a young family does Chick Young draw?
Dagwood.
Blondie, that's right. Blondie.
They're climbing now. They have $50.
I always thought Dagwood was a sandwich. Now you got $50. Here's your third question. How much of the 50?
40.
40. All right. What cartoon does Ham Fisher draw?
Grumps? Gumps?
No. Decide on an answer between them.
Ham Fisher.
The couple.
I'm sorry. It's Joe Palooka. You should have known that. It's been on for a long time.
And they've dropped to $10.
Well, you're down to $10. Now, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 10 will you try?
10.
I will try.
Shoot it all? Okay. What strip about a detective does Chester Gould draw?
Dick Tracy?
Dick Tracy is right. And the line times over $20. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Now, don't go too far away, you two, because you still may get a chance at the big question. Thanks again.
Thanks for showing up. The others may win nothing.
Groucho, our next couple has been off stage, so they don't know the secret word is tree. Okay, fellas, you can bring them in now, please. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a furniture salesman and a housewife. And here they come now. The housewife is Marie Adams, the furniture salesman, Mr. S.W. Lachaz. Folks, come on over here and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life, and if you say the secret word... If you say the secret word, you'll split $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. Marie Adams, is that right?
Yes.
That's a very historical name. Are you related to John Adams or
No,
Quincy
I sure wish I
Adams
were.
Express Company or Frank Adams or anybody named Adams?
No.
Must be related to somebody. Mrs. Adams, you're the furniture salesman?
No, I'm the housewife. Just the housewife.
And Mr. Lachaz is the furniture salesman, is that right? You can understand my mistake. You're the one that looks upholstered, and I didn't make it. Where are you from, Marie?
Well, I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
You're a Svenska?
I'm Norwegian, jeg kan snakke norsk.
Well, you can as far as I'm concerned. Well, where are you from, Mr. Lachaz?
Oh, I'm from Sloan's.
Sloan's? Is that in California?
Oh, that's in Beverly Hills.
Oh, then you're really from Beverly Hills, is that right?
Well, no, I'm from St. Louis, but I work in Beverly Hills.
Oh, that's a long way to drive to work in the morning. Well, I suppose you know best. Now, I'm not... stand here and argue with a furniture salesman, huh? He's liable to slap me with his Chippendale, huh? Now, as a furniture salesman, what do you do exactly?
Exactly?
Yeah, well, precisely.
Well,
this fellow's a stickler.
I sell furniture.
Now, suppose I stroll innocently into your furniture store. What are you going to sell me?
Well, what do you got in your mind?
It wouldn't interest you. You're a furniture salesman. Let's say I'm interested in furnishing my home. Now, what are you going to sell me?
Well, dark wood or blonde?
You're kidding, aren't you? What have you got in the way of a blonde? And don't tell me the floor walker.
Well, French provincial is blonde.
Okay, tell me some more about this French blonde. What does she look like?
Well, light blonde, thin legs, and...
Well, okay, send her over, but you'll have to fatten up those legs, huh? What sort of work does your husband do, Marie?
Well, he's a cabinet maker.
A cabinet maker? Well, so is Truman, but what does he do? How did you meet your husband? Did he nail you to the wall or something?
No, I met him over in Honolulu.
You met him in Honolulu?
Yes, sir.
What was he doing over there?
Well, I had an opportunity to go over there in the year 1924. So they had an ad in the paper, an inexperienced girl to work in a Chinese laundry.
Well, how does a Chinese laundry differ from any other kind? I mean, you just take out chop suey stains?
No. So I went over there and they hired me. And so they put me on the switchboard. And then beside me was about...
You stay there all night? Huh?
I stayed there for 2 months.
On the switchboard?
Yes, sir, for 2 months. Stayed on the switchboard.
Well, you were just plugging along there, huh? And what happened, huh?
Well, then a fellow phoned in about his laundry, you know, and the steamship just landed. The steamship Licky Licky. So he asked me if his laundry was ready, and I asked his name, and I said, yes, your laundry is ready. Just
Where did you do this laundry? On top of the switchboard?
On top of the switchboard. So he came in and got his laundry, and I waited on him, and he says, oh, you look like a new girl here. I said, yes, I just came today. Well, he said, how'd you like to see the sights of Honolulu? They pronounce it Honolulu over there when I was there.
Well, that's like Licky Licky, huh?
Licky Licky. So I said I'd love to see the sights. So he took me out that evening, and that almost finished it. But,
I don't understand. It almost finished what? I don't understand. What was going on that was about to be finished there?
Well, he took me out to Chinese dinner, too, you know, and he finally took me down to the submarine. And so he wouldn't let me up.
You led a fairly active life over there.
Well, he wouldn't let me. So he finally proposed to me, and he wouldn't let me up out of the submarine unless I promised him I'd marry him. I had to say yes.
Well, did he sing How Deep is the Ocean or anything?
Well, I wish he had. If I'd have known it, I wouldn't have gone down to the submarine.
And then what happened? He proposed to you and then you got married?
Well, I had to come back here to Los Angeles because I was working for the Suntan Leather Company. And they were waiting for me. They didn't know what happened to me over there.
I can well understand that. I don't know what happened to you right here. Well, it's a very interesting story, Marie, and I'm crazy about every word of it, huh? Now, let's see how well you two make out in the race with $1,000. You've got to work together as a team and run your $20 into more than our other couples. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman's going to remind our listeners.
The engaged couple won $20.
Here we go. Now, let's see how high I can build you $20. Now, talk loud right into the microphone. You select the tools of the trade as your category. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you risk?
$10.
$10.
Shout it right out, Marie.
$10.
You have a stenosaurus. That's 20 already. Just keep it 10. Huh? Now, who uses a stethoscope?
Well, that would be a doctor.
A doctor is right. And on the way, they have $30. You've got $30. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25.
He said 25.
Who are you talking to over there? I thought there was somebody in there from the Morris office. Some little gnome over there. Eh? All right, here we go. Who uses litmus paper and a beaker?
Well, that would be a chemist.
A chemist is right.
Really on my way now. They have $55.
You have $55, and here's your third question. Now, how much of the 55 will you try?
50.
50?
50!
Did you say 15?
50.
Oh, 50. She knows somebody in there. You can't Now, who uses a composing stick and a slug casting machine?
Well, that would be a lithographer or a printer.
A printer is right, huh?
Well, really on their way now. They have $105.
These are very difficult questions. I don't know any of these answers. And I'm certainly as dumb as the average man, huh? All right, here's your last chance. They got $105. Here's your last chance to beat the other couple. Now, how much are you going to try?
$100.
$100.
She's cute, isn't she? Marie, if I was 5 years younger, I'd marry you. I don't know whether you'd accept me yet. But...
I'm old enough to be your mother already.
That has never stopped me, Marie. Okay, here we go for the coup de grace now. Who uses a hod and a trowel?
Well, that would be a bricklayer.
A bricklayer is a...
And they wind up with a grand total of $205.
What of that, kid? You're wonderful, both of you, huh? Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Now we'll soon know who's going to get the chance of the $1,000 question, because at this point, the furniture salesman and the housewife who were just here are leading with $205. And, of course, the secret word is still tree. Okay, fellas, bring in the next contestants, please. We invited tonight some Boy Scouts and some doctors. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Richard Van Winkle, the Boy Scout, and the doctor, Morgan Lindbergh. And here they come now. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, we shake hands with the Lindbergh. Now, Richard Van Winkle, you've been asleep for 20 years, haven't you? Huh?
Not quite.
Oh. Well, hello, boys, and welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. How do you like that for a brilliant piece of persiflage, huh? Now, if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. Richard, you're a Boy Scout. No, a Boy Scout. I don't read very well, huh? You're a Boy Scout, huh? Glad to see you. It's always nice to have a man in uniform on the show. And, doctor, you're a doctor, huh? Well, a little more respect here. It's nice to have you here, too. Now, how old are you, Richard?
17.
17, huh? Isn't that a little old for scouting?
You're never too old for scouting.
I think I see what you mean. Now, are you married, Doc?
No.
Don't be so defiant, huh? Haven't done much operating yet, eh? Well,
no.
Why aren't you married, Doc? Doc and Dick we got here now.
I'm waiting until I can afford it.
You mean you're going to stay single all your life?
Haven't looked at it that way.
How about you, Dickie? You married?
No, sir.
Can't you afford it either?
No, sir.
Why don't you just marry some rich girl who has an allowance of, say, $7 a week or so? What is your ambition after you graduate from school, if you ever do?
I'd like to go into professional scouting.
Professional scouting? No fool he, huh? Now, as a Boy Scout, has anything unusual ever happened to you, Richard?
Yes, I was giving a demonstration on safety with tin cans and how to cut them and make stoves safely. And I proceeded to cut my hand in 3 places in front of everybody.
So what happened?
So I taped them up and finished.
Finished what?
The demonstration.
These people must have been impressed who watched you. You stand there bleeding like a stuck pig. What is a stuck pig, by the way? I never did understand. Do you know what a stuck pig is? The origin? Doc, what about you?
No.
Going to make a great doctor, this fellow. Doc, where is your office? You have an office, I presume.
No, haven't got an office.
You work in the streets? Just pick up odd jobs as you walk along?
No, I'm in the county hospital.
Oh, well, that's too bad. What seems to be the trouble there?
No, I have an internship there.
You have a what?
An internship.
Where are you going, to Europe? What's an internship? Is that anything like an outgoing ship?
Internship is a year that every doctor has to spend after he gets out of school, where he practices on patients in the hospital.
Well, if you're going to practice on the people, I suppose a hospital is the best place, huh? At least they don't have to so far to go in case something happens to them. Now, that's a pretty snappy outfit you've got on there, Dickie boy. What kind of a scout are you? Are you a general?
No, I'm an eagle.
An eagle? Well, let's see you fly around the room. Would you mind shaking hands with a pigeon? I used to be an eagle, but my wings got clipped by a French blonde with skinny legs. Now, what is an eagle? What is an eagle?
That's the highest rank in scouting that you can receive after you've accomplished certain merits of citizenship and got 21 merit badges.
Dickie, that sounds like quite an honor. Congratulations. Eh? What are some of your... you say, do you do first aid, too? Is that one of your accomplishments? Wake up, Doc. He's dreaming of that stuck pig, I think. Have you got a merit badge for first aid?
No.
You haven't, huh? The doc is pretty cute at that, isn't he? Everybody's cute up here but me. Huh? You haven't got a merit badge? A big boy like you with a crew haircut, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Well, keep trying. There's no age limit to scouting, you know. Now, as an intern, precisely what do you do?
We work up the patient.
You mean you wake up the patient, don't you, huh? I imagine you'd be all waked up as soon as you learned an intern was working on it. Now, Doc, pretend you found me cold on the sidewalk and I'm your patient. Now, you proceed. You wake me up.
What's wrong with you?
Sounds like an old... Some doctor, that's your job. You find out what's wrong with me. Go ahead, huh?
Then,
the wise guy.
Then we'll have to give you an examination.
Well, I'd like a couple hours to bone up first. What happens after the examination?
Well, they'll give you some lab tests. Red count, white count, differential.
Gloria Swanson used to go with a white count. Many years ago. You say, what was the last one you did?
Differential.
Well, there's nothing wrong with my differential. And if there was, I'd have my DeSoto Plymouth dealer fix it. However, there's been some talk that my clutch has been slipping. Now, Doc, suppose you found me collapsed on the sidewalk. What would you do? What would you do if you found me?
I'd call a doctor.
You'd call a doctor, huh? Well, if you do, don't call Lindbergh. Get me a stuck pig or a licky-licky. Doc, I've been pretty hard on you, but if you had me on your operating table, you'd fix me, I'll bet. Now, what would you do to me if I was your patient?
Well, the first thing I'd do is sterilize that mustache.
Yeah, you touch one hair of my mustache, and I'll pour glue in your stethoscope. Well, you're both good scouts, and so I now pronounce you man and boy. Now, you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other two couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much our other couples won, but Fenneman's offstage to remind our listeners.
The furniture salesman and the housewife are leading with $205.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You select the names of college teams. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$10.
$10. What is the name of the team from Stanford?
Indians.
Indians is right. And on the way, we have $30. Remember, you're going for $1,000. Now, how much of the $30 will you risk on the second one? $20. What is the name of the team from UCLA?
Bruins.
Bruins is correct.
That's right, Groucho. They now have $50.
All right, you got $50. Here's your third question. How much will you bet?
40.
What is the name of the team from Princeton?
Tigers.
Tigers is right.
They're really on their way down. They have $90.
Okay, now here we go. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Now, how much will you bet?
30.
How much?
30.
Have you conclusively decided on that now? All right, here we go. What is the team from Michigan called?
The Wolverines.
Wolverines is correct. There you go. Nice job, Doc.
And they wind up with a grand total of $120. And that means the furniture salesman and the housewife with $205 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. How's the weather around your neck of the woods? Well, if you haven't had that car of yours made ready for the weather that's ahead, better not wait any longer. Drive in tomorrow wherever you see the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. There you'll find the mechanics who know what to do and how to do it. They can save you the worry and bother when colder weather comes. They're factory trained in the latest servicing methods. They've the best tools and equipment to work with. And they'll do their jobs as promptly and efficiently as is humanly possible. Isn't this the kind of attention you want for your car? Well, it's no farther from you than the nearest DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here's the winning couple, the furniture salesman and the housewife, all set for the big $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question.
Okay, now if you win this swag, you can make another trip to Honolulu and get a brand new husband, huh? So you can go back and sit on that telephone switchboard, right? Here we go now. Here we go for $1,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully. And no help in the audience. Here it is. Who is the only president ever to be buried in the city of Washington? No, I'm sorry. It's Woodrow Wilson, who is buried in the National Cathedral. I'm sorry, that's the correct answer. So that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won how much?
$205 in the quiz, Groucho.
Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,500. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. Look out for the driver who doesn't look out for you. You'll Bet Your Life is transcribed from Hollywood and is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman, signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
It's new. It's amazing. It's Prell, P-R-E-L-L, Procter & Gamble's new Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Prell brings you the life of Riley. Well, the shampoo that removes unsightly dandruff in as little as 3 minutes and leaves hair radiantly clean, radiantly lovely presents The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. In Washington this week, one of our country's more vociferous salons spoke the following words. If this appropriation of $68 million is granted, it will only serve to intensify inflation and ultimately bring about the ruin of our entire economy. In the Riley household, the master of the house is expressing a similar sentiment.
I'm warning you. This will mean more inflation and more inflation. And in the end, we'll all be ruined.
Oh, stop arguing, Riley, and give Junior the dime he wants.
Kid always wants money. I give you an allowance, don't I, Junior? Just yesterday I gave you $1.
Well, no, you didn't. You gave me an IOU.
$1's as good as money. Cash it. What?
I tried 3 stores.
Try some more. There must be some stores that don't know me.
Ah, Pop, please give me the dime, will you?
No. Okay, here.
Oh, gee, thanks, Pop. I'll see you later.
Oh, Riley, as long as you got your hand in your pocket.
No. Nothing doing, Peg.
Oh, but I've really run short this week. I've just got to have $5.
What for?
Well, for the house.
I want to know. Exactly.
Oh, what difference does it make?
I like to know what happens to my income and outgo. So that I can balance my books.
But you don't keep books.
Well, sure I do. Mentally. And if there's $5 missing, I'm mentally unbalanced.
Oh, come on, hand over the money.
Money. You must think I'm a bank.
Oh, here you are, Daddy. Could you let me have $1?
I'm sorry, the bank is rough.
Huh?
I'm bankrupt. Broke. A fiscal fiasco.
Oh, jeepers, and I want to go to the concert with Simon Vanderhopper.
Simon Vanderhopper? That sofa loafer? You're paying for him?
Oh, no, I'm just going with him. He's paying his own way.
Right, that's just like him, letting a girl pay her own way. Where's his self-respect?
Well, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? It's too bad you wasn't around when your mother was courting me.
What?
If we went to a concert, I always bought the tickets for the both of us. Ain't that right, Peg?
That's right. With my money.
That was a loan. I paid you back. I married you, didn't I? And with interest, too. Look at Babs and Junior.
Give Babs $1.
No, sir. Not if she's going out with that good-for-nothing Simon.
Simon's a nice boy.
Don't tell me. I know boys. I was one myself. That Simon's a lazy loafer.
He is not a loafer.
Don't tell me. I know loafers. I was one myself. The subject is closed.
Oh, you're not fair to Simon. He's ambitious. He's taking up portrait photography and...
Oh, this week he's taking up photography. Last week he was taking up hairdressing. The week before that he was taking up insurance. When's he going to take up work?
Please, Daddy, are you going to give me the money? I don't want to discuss Simon.
Oh, we don't want to discuss Simon. Well, I don't want to discuss money.
Oh, Riley, for heaven's sake, don't be so unreasonable. Be yourself.
You ain't going to trap me that way. Babs ain't going to spend my hard-earned money so she can go around with that couch slouch.
But, Daddy...
Now, listen, Babs. If you want to waste money, waste your own money. Go out and work for it like I do. Get a job.
I will. I just will. I'm tired of being treated like a child. I'll get a job and then I won't have to depend on anybody.
Well, that was brilliant, I must say.
Oh, it was nothing. It was just a shrewd way of saving $1.
Telling her to go to work. Suppose she does. Suppose she decides to quit school and get a...
now, don't worry. She won't. I know these girls of the modern generation. They don't go to work until after they're married.
Babs is a girl who really...
Please, don't tell me about girls. I know girls. I was...
Yes, I know. You were a girl once yourself.
I was not.
hold your head a little higher, Babs.
Like this, Simon?
Oh, yeah, that's right. But don't look at the camera. That's it. Beautiful. Now hold it. Got it. Oh, that's going to be a great shot. Well, I think these 6 poses will be enough.
You think they'll come out all right?
Sure, I'll develop them right away.
And you really think I can get a job as a model?
Why, with your pristine loveliness, our future is assured. If these prints turn out okay, tomorrow I'll make the rounds of the advertising agencies.
Oh, I just got to get a job. I'll show my father. He still thinks I'm a child.
A child? Why, you're a woman, Babs. A beautiful, vibrant woman. And for every woman, there's a man. I am your man. I love you, Babs. I love you insanely.
Now, Simon.
Kiss me, woman.
You stay where you are, Simon.
It's no use fighting against it. I'm stronger than you, and I shall tame you, my little tiger. Ow! Babs, stop twisting my arm.
Then you behave if my father heard you.
I defy your father. We can't fight destiny. Our love is bigger than the both of us.
So is my father. Now go on, develop those pictures. I haven't got all day.
Okay. I'll get busy in my darkroom. You stay out here. I'll call you when to come in.
Kiss me, woman. What a corny creature. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum.
Oh, here you are.
Daddy, what are you doing here?
Surprised you, huh?
How did you...
Junior told me. I know all about your little plan, but it won't work. No daughter of mine is going to be a model.
Oh, that's Junior. When I get hold of him...
You leave Junior alone. He's okay. At least I can trust him. Believe me, I'm a lucky father to have a stool pigeon for a son.
Junior had no right to snitch.
Never mind Junior. I'm talking about you. What have you got to say for yourself?
Well, I was...
I don't want to hear another word. Get your coat. You're coming home this minute. And when I get a hold of that Simon, where is he?
Well, he didn't do anything wrong. He just took some pictures of me.
Don't tell me. I know the type. First he takes your picture in street clothes. Then in shorts. Then in a bathing suit. And all the time, no film in the camera.
Not Simon. He really took pictures. He's in there developing them in the dark room.
A dark room? So that's where he traps his models. And you almost fell right into his trap.
You need a dark room to develop the pictures.
Why does he need a dark room? Why don't he just blindfold himself?
But he was...
My poor innocent little baby. You don't know the world like I do.
Okay, Babs, come in now. I'm ready.
He's ready. I came just in the nick of time.
He's just going to show me the picture he took.
Oh, you won't listen to reason, huh? Well, there's only one thing to do with a tight boy like Simon. Expose him. And I'm going to expose him in the dark room.
Daddy, don't make a scene.
No scene. You're going in that dark room and you'll see what happens. Only I'm going in with you to see that it doesn't happen.
Babs, come on in.
Say you're coming. Well, go on, say it.
I'm coming, Simon.
Now, when we go in there, don't you let on I'm with you. You act like nothing's wrong, you understand? You'll see the kind that Simon is. Go on.
Oh.
Well, go on.
What took you so long?
Simon, are the pictures ready?
They came out beautifully.
Well, let's go in the other room and see them.
What's your hurry?
Simon, please.
Let's stay here in the dark a minute and hold hands. There.
Simon, I didn't come here to hold hands with you.
It's too late now. Gosh, what big knuckles you've got.
Simon, let's get out of here.
It's no use pretending you don't care. I can feel your hot, passionate breath on my neck. I'm gonna kiss you, woman.
Oh, no!
Babs, I've never been kissed like that before.
Neither have I. Simon!
Mr. Riley!
Come on here where it's light. I want to have the pleasure of watching me murder you.
Mr. Riley!
And stop holding my hand. The honeymoon is over.
Please, sir. I didn't mean any harm.
Oh, please, Daddy, don't get excited.
Climb onto your Jane, you gigolo. Luring innocent girls to your darkroom so you can kiss them. But when you picked me, you picked the wrong girl.
Daddy, be sensible. Simon didn't mean any harm.
No harm. I caught him in the act, didn't I?
From now on, I'll be careful. You'll never catch me again. What? Oh, I didn't mean that.
Daddy, don't throw that glass.
I'll mobilize him.
Wait. Hold that pose.
Huh?
Don't move. Beautiful.
Who? Me?
Mr. Riley, did you know that you were photogenic? Why, you'd make a great model.
Go on, cut out your sauce soap. Me? I would? Really?
Why, seeing you stand there like that, with that glass in your hand, you know what you look like?
What?
Look in that mirror there. What do you see?
Holy smoke. The man of distinction.
Right. Why, I saw it immediately. Isn't that amazing, Babs?
I don't think Daddy...
Babs?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Riley, please let me take a few pictures of you. I beg of you.
You want me to be your model as the man of distinction?
Yes. And if I can place you with some advertising agency, I'll only take 10%.
Take 20. Gee, Simon, you really think I could be a real model? They'll pay to look at my face?
You'll be rich. Why, your face can be your fortune.
Yeah, why not? And you ain't the only one that thinks that. Oh, only yesterday, my foreman at the plant said, with a face like mine, people would pay to see it. And I've been giving it away free. Go ahead, Simon, darling. You snap my picture.
Yes, sir. I'll just adjust my lights here. You hold that pose.
Okay.
Simon, what are you up to? You're not serious about this.
No, I'm just kidding a moron.
But Simon, if he finds out...
What's the harm? He loves it. He's forgotten he's sore at me.
But it's not fair.
You want him to beat my brains out?
That might be safer.
What are you two whispering about?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying you look even more distinguished than Boris Karloff.
Keep on whispering.
Well, I'm all set up. Now look right at the camera, Mr. Riley. Tilt your head. Hold the glass up.
You know your business, Simon. You're really on the level with this photography stuff. And I thought it was just a phony setup for... Oh, let's forget all about it. After all, it ain't the first time I've been kissed.
Okay, now, hold it. Look distinctive.
Got it. Great. Do you think it'll come out okay?
Oh, sure. It was a beautiful shot. Oh, I can just see it in 4-color, full-page spread in the Saturday Evening Post.
Yeah. And underneath it'll say, Chester A. Riley, distinguished riveter, in the library of his bungalow mansion.
We'll hear the second act of The Life of Riley in a moment. Millions of families enjoy new Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Yes, Prell's a family hit for 2 reasons. First, Prell leaves hair more radiant than any soap shampoo, because Prell can't leave a dulling soap film. Second, Prell removes unsightly dandruff quickly. Yes, doctors' examinations prove that Prell removes unsightly dandruff in as little as 3 minutes, and that regular Prell shampoos control it. Prell's economical, too. You use less, get more lather. So buy, try.
P-R-E-L-L Prell shampoo leaves hair radiant, creamy, bright. Not a bit of dandruff is in sight. Comes in a tube, handy too. P-R-E-L-L Prell shampoo.
And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley.
Riley, aren't you dressed yet?
I'm looking for my new suit.
Why are you wearing your new suit today?
Well, in case I get a call from an advertising agency, I want to make a good impression.
Oh, you're not really serious about this.
You don't really think they'll hire you to be a model?
Why not? Simon said that...
Oh, he must have been kidding you.
Oh, no, not Simon. He wouldn't do that to me. Why, that boy loves me.
Oh, now he loves you.
You bet. Why, only yesterday he threw his arms around me and kissed me.
Riley, believe me, nothing will come of this.
That's what you say. Why, right this minute, Simon's on his way to Smith & Wilcox. They're a big advertising agency.
And you think they'll pick you to be the man of distinction?
Certainly.
Oh, Riley.
Well, go ahead, laugh. The trouble with you take my face for granted. You've been seeing it around for 18 years, so by now you're used to it.
Well, almost.
Well, you ain't the public. To them, it'll come as a shock.
Give up, Wilcox. We'll just have to get another angle on that Barco dog food account.
But it's a great idea. We'll pose this big St. Bernard dog, see, and his master.
I know, but where are we going to get a man who looks like a St. Bernard? We've checked every male model in town.
But I hate to give it up, Smith. We need a sensational idea. We'll lose the account.
Yes?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, it's you again. We're busy.
But, gentlemen.
Look, Vanderhopper, we told you we do our own photography.
But just look at this stuff. Really terrific.
Look, kid, I told you we can't use it.
Now, this one. Isn't she gorgeous?
Yes, very beautiful, but...
Now, look at this one. And what do you think of this?
Yeah, fine, but we just
Wait
can't...
a minute. What's this photo?
Oh, that? Oh, how did that get in there? Oh, it shouldn't be in there. It's just a gag. It's my girl's father. I posed him as the man of distinction.
Smith, I think we've got the man we're looking for.
Yeah, he's perfect. Why, he looks just like a saint. Vanderhopper, can you have this model here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock?
You want him to pose for you?
Yes, and we'll pay him $50.
Well, gosh, I'll go tell him right away.
Don't forget, 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
What a break. Smith, this is going to be sensational. We'll pose this fella just like in this shot.
Uh-huh. And instead of a glass of bourbon, he'll be holding a can of Barco dog food.
Right. And the caption will read, Dogs of Distinction, bark for Barco.
Well, hurry up, Peg. Simon said to be there at 9 o'clock.
Riley, are you sure there's no mistake?
What mistake? You heard Simon. The minute they seen my picture as the man of distinction, the guy said, that's the face we've been looking for.
But the man of distinction, it just doesn't seem possible.
Well, why not? This is America, where anything is possible. Where any bum can become a man of distinction.
Well, I just can't imagine that...
Smith & Wilcox. Well, here goes. Good morning, miss.
Good morning.
Will you tell Mr. Smith & Wilcox that the man of distinction is here?
Who?
Riley, the man of distinction. I was told to be here at 9 o'clock to model.
Oh, yes, Mr. Smith's expecting you. Go right in.
Oh, thanks. Peg, you better wait out here, huh?
Well, all right.
Yes? Good morning. I'm Chester Riley, the model.
Oh, yes, come in. It's amazing.
I beg your pardon?
I was just saying, your face. It's amazing.
Yeah. Distinctive, huh?
1 in a million.
Yeah. I guess it ain't easy to find models for the man of distinction.
Man of distinction?
Why, sure, that's me. Ain't it?
Well,
that's what Simon said. Oh, it's got to be for the man of distinction. I told my wife and all my friends.
Mr. Riley, I'm new here. I'll check with Mr. Wilcox.
Oh.
Wilcox, he's here.
Okay, bring him in. I'm all set up.
We're going to have trouble.
Why?
He's a nut. He thinks we want him to pose for the man of distinction.
He must be out of his mind. Why didn't you tell him it's for Barco dog food?
He's liable to walk out. I'd hate to lose him.
Okay, then. Let him think he's the man of distinction. We'll shoot him with a glass of bourbon in his hand. Later, we'll superimpose a can of Barco.
Swell! I got this. Mr. Riley, will you come in here, please?
Now, look, Mr. Smith.
You were right, Mr. Riley. I was mistaken. You are the man of distinction.
Well, that's what I figured. It's so obvious.
All right. Now, Mr. Riley, we want you to sit right here and hold this glass in your paw. Hand.
Yeah.
Like this, see?
Oh, I know how. I've been practicing. With tea, of course. Hey, what's that big dog doing here?
Oh, that's Prince Adolf of Hesselweiss. He's a St. Bernard.
Is he going to be in the picture?
Well, naturally. A man of distinction would have a distinguished-looking dog.
Oh, yeah, well, naturally. Come here, Prince, boy. Oh, yeah. That dog's got a very unusual face.
Oh, yeah. There aren't two like that in a million.
Now, Riley, you hold the dog by the collar with your left hand and hold the glass with your right.
Yeah, I got you. Well, how do I look?
Great, isn't he, Smith? Those huge, sad brown eyes.
And that shaggy hair.
Yeah, I'm the outdoor type.
You certainly look it. Now, cock your head a little to the side.
You mean like Prince?
That's it.
Yeah, well, hurry up and snap me. I can't hold this pose much longer. I got an itch behind my ear.
Well, go ahead and scratch. Be natural.
Hey, look, the dog is scratching too. Oh, gee, he's almost human.
Oh, okay, now. Hold it.
Okay.
That's it.
You all finished?
All finished.
Oh, it's hot in here with those lights. I'm thirsty.
On your way out, ask the girl to give you a pan of water. I mean a glass.
Here's your check, Mr. Riley. $50.
Oh, gee, thanks. Well, so long. And anytime you want a man of distinction, just call me. Frank, look, a check for $50.
Honest? So it's really on the level.
Well, of course it's on the level. And boy, wait till my friends see me in all the big magazines. It'll make them sit right up on their hind legs. That's you, Junior?
No, it's me, Mr. Riley. Hi, folks.
Oh, hello, Simon, darling. I wonder what's keeping a Junior.
Relax, Daddy. Well, he's only been gone 5 minutes.
Oh, he should have been back with that magazine by now.
I never realized you were such a hand, Riley. Imagine telling Junior to buy 20 copies a time.
No, it may not be important to you, but it ain't every day that my picture gets in a magazine.
That's right, Mr. Riley. Why, this may be the beginning of a new career. Modeling, then movies, television.
Thanks, Simon. At least you appreciate me. I may have been born a nobody, but you'll see, I'll die famous, and I'll lie in state.
If it's California, I can arrange it.
Who said that?
It is I, Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker. Greetings, folks. You're all looking fine. Very natural.
Hello. Oh, we didn't hear you come in, Mr. Odell.
Very few people do. I crepe rubber soles.
You met Simon Vanderhopper, didn't you, Digger?
Simon Vanderhopper? How old was he?
I'm Simon. I applied for a job at your place last year.
Ah, yes, I remember. But things were dropping off. However, I may have an opening next week, and I'd love to have you fill it.
Thanks, but I'm in the photography game now.
That's right, and thanks to Simon here, I became a model for an advertising agency.
Oh, indeed?
Yeah.
I do a lot of advertising myself.
Yeah, well, hey, Digger, maybe you can use me for a model. I'm a live wire.
Then you're not the type I need. I only do radio announcing. Spot announcements, you know.
Oh, I've heard some of your commercials.
Clever. Personally, I like the one that goes, if you want a treat instead of a treatment, call for Digger Odell. Now medical science offers proof positive. With doctors who know undertakers best, it's Odell, 2-1. D. Odell, when things look black, don't you pout. Digger Odell will straighten you out. He'll pick you up and make you sing. D. Odell does everything.
That's very good, Digger. You know, Digger...
Mr. Riley, I see Junior coming.
Well, it's about time. Boy, Digger, when do you see my picture?
I'm on the Twitter. I trust it's a nice layout.
Pop, look.
Well, give me it, Junior.
Sure, but...
You only got one. I told you to get 20.
I know,
Never
but...
mind, we'll get them later. Where's the egg? What page?
It was 20, but...
Oh, I'm really excited. This is the beginning of a new life. I'm through working like a dog. Here it is. Look. Here I am. Look. Don't nobody look.
What happened?
How could they do this to me? How could they?
Why, Riley, this picture. You're holding a can of Barco.
What do my friends say when they see me sitting there like I'm drinking dog food?
Riley.
Oh, you poor chap. Show me the bound responsible for this, and I'll box his ears, to start with.
Simon, you got me into this.
Simon's gone.
What a disgrace. Posing like that for double-crossing weasels. They said this picture would make me famous. My name would be a household word. Why, they don't even mention my name.
They don't?
No.
Well, what's that fine print under the picture?
Prince Adolf of Hesselweiss, distinguished dog, and a friend. I'm going for a walk. Where's my collar?
The Rileys will be back in just a moment. But first, here's William Bendix with a word for all you Prell fans.
Thanks, Ken. I just want to make sure all the folks know what's waiting for them in this week's issue of Life magazine.
What's that, Bill?
Why, a special Prell coupon that's worth real money on the purchase of Prell. All you got to do is clip the coupon out of the Prell advertisement, take it to your dealer, and he'll give you 10 cents off on any size tube of Prell shampoo.
That's right, friends. Clip the Prell coupon from the May 17th issue of Life magazine. Take it to your regular shampoo counter. Get your favorite size tube of Prell, the large, medium, or personal size, for 10 cents less than its usual price.
Don't forget, folks, that's the May 17th issue of Life magazine.
Clip your coupon. Get your Prell.
Well, you're feeling better, dear.
I guess so, only my head's still numb. Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh, fine. I'm glad you realized it wasn't Simon's fault.
Imagine the nerve of those photographers. I was going to be famous, they said. Millions would see my face. I'd be a celebrity.
Oh, it's someone at the door. Why, it's a stray dog.
That's my public. Here, doggy, come in. I'll give you my autograph.
Roger and Gambit invite you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. The script is by Reuben Schiff and Alan Lipscott. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow. Digger Odell is John Brown. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brucker. And remember, for radiantly clean, lovely hair, get the shampoo in the tube. P-R-E-L-L, Prell Shampoo.
In the factory, on the farm, in the home.
Hey, Mom, where's the lava soap?
Yes, everywhere. Everybody depends on L-A-V-A, Lava Soap, to get dirty hands really clean. Because Lava gets the stubborn dirt and grime ordinary wash-ups miss. In every inch of Lava's snowy lather, 50,000 tiny scrubbers remove deep dirt from skin crevices between fingers, around fingernails. Yes, with Lava, hands soiled by the dirtiest dirt, the grimiest grime, comes sparkling clean in 30 to 50 seconds. Mr. Joe Oliver of Kansas City, Kansas says,
as a paint sprayer and an autoplant, I guess my hands get messed up as anybody's. But even paint's no match for Lava. Wash up with Lava gets my hands real clean. Does it fast, too.
And remember, Lava is gentle enough even for children's tender skin. So get the soap that gets the dirt. Get Lava Soap.
This is Ken Niles reminding you to listen again next week when Prell brings you The Life of Riley. And now stay tuned for Truth or Consequences. Good night.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.